so that's fine. All right, everybody. I know I'm jumping the gun a little bit. Just give me a sec. So I know I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but there's already action going on right here in the square. And so I'm about half an hour early. Thanks for doing this. This is, when I saw this, I said, I'm going live right now. I can't believe the hatred. Where's the problem here? I don't know why. So I'm going to find out in a few minutes. Okay, what's up? What's up, journalism? You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've got a journalism student. What's your name?
Sammy Monahan.
Sammy. Okay, that's fine. So I'm just going to have this go live for now.
I just need to finish this up and go.
Okay, that's fine. Let me do this. So I'll just like do it up. So like, go ahead.
Okay.
We'll wrap this up. I'll hold it or you'll hold it?
I can hold it. So I'm with USC Annenberg Media. Can I have you state your name and spell it?
Sure. My name is Arthur Schaper. Last name S as in Sam, C cat, H hat, A apple, P people, E elephant, R rabbit.
Okay. Can you state your affiliation with the school and how you found out about this event?
My sister went to UCLA. My mother went to UCLA. My sister was the first one to graduate from UCLA, and I heard about this event online through social media. I've seen Ben speak publicly before. I enjoy the things he has to say. I really like how all these crazies come out, and those are the ones I really want to meet with and talk to, figure out where they're coming from. There's a lot of college students who are willing to talk, and I want to. I'm very concerned about this generation. I want to start changing minds. This is the best way to do it.
Okay. Did you hear about the lawsuit with UCLA and they asked to increase the money for this event for security?
Okay, I'm going to go with what you said. I haven't heard about it, but this kind of crap happens because you've got colleges that are allowing the heckler's veto to take over, kind of borrowing from what Ben's talked about. He was up in Sacramento speaking against this problem. Berkeley's done it. Other college administrators, they impose these abusive fees to try to shut down these free speech events. It's wrong. The real question is, why are conservatives having to beef up their security? Because we see the left and we see radical liberals going to every length they can to try to silence the discussion. And that's a problem that really needs to be addressed.
Okay. Thank you. I'm going to have to go out to the event, but thank you for talking to us.
That's fine. I don't want to spend too much time. Okay, sorry folks. Thanks for sticking around. Apologize for that. Okay. Okay. I do think that transgenderism is a mental disorder. What's the problem here? What is it? What? Yeah, it is a MAGA hat. What's the problem?
What? I said NASCAR. I didn't read it.
No, it's not a NASCAR hat. Why would you ask that? Does it say NASCAR on it? It says Make America Great Again, not NASCAR. Did you really ask me that?
I did actually.
You are a college student and you couldn't read the hat? Really? Wow. Jeez. Now I'm a little worried. Really? What do you think of that? Do you think Ben's wrong? That transgenderism is just a normal expression of human nature? Or do you care?
I mean, I think people should have the freedom to choose however they want to choose. And
okay, fair enough.
As a mental illness is a little, it is a little bit dissatisfying in my opinion.
Who's got tickets to the show?
Mm-hmm.
We don't. Anybody? Anybody got tickets to the show?
Krusty Krab, not very different.
Oh, let's see. This is going to be fun.
How do you feel about
Krusty Krab is unfair? Really? Wow, what did he ever do to you?
You don't know what the Krusty
Maybe that's another mental disorder. I know you're going after crabs. Why?
I disagree with the transgender being a mental illness.
Why?
I'll tell you why. And I have evidence of why. You guys want to hear what my evidence is?
I got to hear this.
Okay. So, in the hospital, there are surgery teams all over the country, not in just Children's Hospital LA, but in all the hospitals all over. They have a team of doctors and nurses to do what? To take care of ambiguous genitalia.
Okay.
Now, when you're a doctor and you choose which ambiguous genitalia you want your patient to live with, that's deciding what gender they are. And I don't agree with it all transgender being a mental illness. I believe that some wrong choices were made by doctors all across the country who spend millions and millions of dollars. There is a special team, Arthur, of nurses and doctors to treat ambiguous genitalia. All right?
Okay.
Now, I came here to tell Ben Shapiro that he's wrong, and this is my evidence.
Oh, really?
Millions of dollars spent every single day to treat ambiguous genitalia. You make that decision for a patient, you've decided what gender they are.
Well, I'm pretty sure the vast majority of people were not born with ambiguous genitalia. It was crystal clear.
The ones that are, though,
so that's like 0.01% of the human population. It's extremely small.
No, it's not small.
Really?
It's big time. It's big time. Look, you want evidence? They keep it all hushed up. But there's like 500 kids.
Somebody mentioned chromosomes. Did you know that there are like 9,000 which indicate male or female? Somebody mentioned it over here. That's one of the key reasons why. Well, I don't care. I disagree with him. I'm allowed to do that too. I think he's totally wrong. I think he's way out of whack on that issue. If I wanted to ask him and I haven't gotten an answer from him, you know, this guy wants to advance conservatism, but he wouldn't vote for Trump and basically sends the message not to vote for him. So what would that have given us? Crooked Hillary? How would that have improved the conservative cause?
He's allowed to believe whatever he wants to.
Sure he can. But I think because he has a position of influence.
Ideology doesn't mean that you necessarily have to believe everything. Can we get on our Krusty Krab?
Sure, that's fine. So what's the thing about Krusty Krab? Krusty Krab.
Far more precedent than whatever the shit you're talking.
Okay. Oh, the crab is more important than little children being taught that they can cut up their bodies and change their gender, like flipping a switch. And many kids are now having mental issues. And transgender suicide is like at 44%. It is 4 times higher than the normal suicide rate, or 40% higher.
I don't want to sound like.
But the Krusty Krab is more important.
I have a question for you. How does transgenderism affect you personally? Just you as a person.
Okay, first of all, we're seeing. Oh, go for it.
Yeah. How does it affect you as a person?
I have a 3-year-old daughter. She needs to know that there's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Bruce Jenner.
Okay, but
I mean, it's a round peg, round hole.
What's offensive?
Round peg, round hole.
Now he's just targeting other people who have no involvement.
It affects me. All right?
Yeah, I want to know how it affects you.
It affects me this way. One,
why can't I believe the way I want to believe?
That's fine.
I believe
There's
it's
no
the middle.
Okay, let Greg go.
I have somebody who actually has a child who's in like 14, 15, whose mother is accepting of him dressing like a female, turning into a female. He's a boy. All right. Now, my family member has children who has to bump into this situation since they are families, and he has to explain to his children what the hell's going on. All right, that's how it affects my. Just a second.
But
now,
what
let me
is
finish.
wrong with that
let me
personal
finish.
belief?
Let me finish.
Okay.
My grandchildren, or excuse me, I didn't mean to use that term. Someone I know who has these 3 children who bump into this transgender who's in the middle of changing, has to respect him because he's family. Okay, has to respect him. But there's a conversation for those children when they go home. I don't understand what happened. I don't understand what happened to Uncle John. He's all of a sudden anti-John, anti-Joanne.
I guess Krusty Krab's gonna have to wait.
Yeah. That's what the kids don't get.
Is Krusty Krab male or female? Tell us. We'll figure that out.
Teach them to deal with all this, and we can become more accepting.
You can't teach a child who doesn't have the cognitive capability. They don't have a cognitive capability.
Okay.
You think that kids don't have the
Let me talk to you. Let me finish.
Wait, sir, let me talk to you for a second.
Let me finish
Because you chose.
I want to talk to him for a second. Finish.
Your grandchild, you are not classifying as your own family.
What is it?
What the fuck is all this bullshit?
What is it? It's us discussing why they think Ben Shapiro is wrong and shouldn't be here.
He's a dumbass.
Why?
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 Idiot. He's a cretin.
Okay, how is he a dumbass? Just saying it isn't a very smart comment.
Whatever way you want.
Okay.
That's our First Amendment right.
Have you ever read
It's our
Book
First
Allegiance?
Amendment right.
That thing is a horrible piece of shit that has no plot.
Okay, which book?
Horrible fucking book.
Which
True
book?
Allegiance. It's a shitty fucking book.
Okay, why is it a shitty book?
Because it sucks.
Why?
It's a terrible book. We can't write a fucking novel. We can't do any shit.
Okay, so you're saying that he's dumb because you didn't like the book you wrote.
No, I'm saying he's dumb because he can't write a shitty fucking novel. You can't write.
Okay, so he wrote a bad novel. That makes him stupid?
I read he's also a cretin there.
What?
And from what these quote, apparently he's stupid.
Okay, so you think that transgenderism is like a normal expression of human being?
Sure, why not?
Why? Because it's completely out of concert with biology. 9,000 chromosomes indicate male or female. For example, you do believe in biology, don't you? Or are you dumb? Okay, well there you go. It's a biological fact. There's male or female. There is a very infinitesimal intersex, but they end up being able to segue into one. It's a really, really small segment of the population. Not enough to be undermining people's civil rights, not enough to be shutting down businesses, not enough to be stealing taxpayer dollars and running education.
I'm not understanding what you're fucking talking about here anymore.
Okay, but you said he was stupid and you still haven't told me why. Writing a bad novel, there's a lot of... Herman Melville wrote some crappy novels and he wrote some good ones. He was pretty he was quite articulate and he was quite informed. Just because someone writes a bad book doesn't make him stupid.
Don't ask me to play in the game. Who the fuck are you talking about? You don't have to.
Well, I'm responding to your standard.
I can't hear anything what you're saying here.
Okay, I could step away, but I'm trying to hear you. You still haven't told me why is he stupid. I'm trying to help you out. If they're too loud, I'm over here so I can hear you.
Well, it's just proud of their uncle for being. Do it this way. You can just take a look at this guy. You can listen to him.
Okay.
He's a complete idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
All right. So.
Read any of his stuff or seen any of his videos?
I've seen one on video. I'm like, I can't watch this. I feel my brain so cunning. Just can't watch it. And I'm like, you know what? After
I want to ask something and then I'll let you go to. So let me ask you this. Let's take what you're saying. Everything he says is stupid. You're saying he doesn't have a right to speak here.
No.
Okay, so freedom of speech comes and goes depending on how stupid or smart people are? You don't believe in the First Amendment?
I don't think he should be here. I don't think we should give him a platform about his bullshit.
Okay.
It's just legitimating what he's saying. He's not serious.
Okay, so
he's just trying to make some money. He's just trying to make some money, and we shouldn't just like say any things come here and say, oh, I'm going to say some outrageous things, and I'm going to try to sell my fucking book. That's all he's trying to do.
Well, what's wrong with making money for starters?
I'm not saying
you're getting an education to make money, aren't you?
Not really.
Oh, okay. So you're spending money to get a degree. You're not interested in a job with it? I'm just asking.
No, not really. I'm saying I'm interested in the subject.
All right.
Studying.
That's your standard. Go ahead. You were going to jump in?
Oh, no. But I'm not saying that it's wrong to make money. I'm just saying that we shouldn't give him a public platform to spot his nonsense so that he can make money.
Okay.
We're not trying to legitimate his belief.
Okay, so his belief. So you don't agree with his transgenderism statement? What else do you disagree with?
He could rent a hotel somewhere and get all his people around and listen to him speak in that hotel.
Well, what's wrong with that? Isn't a university about an exchange of ideas no matter how stupid?
Not his idea.
Okay, his don't count. So wait a minute. What if we had like Richard Spencer?
Get him out of the fucking university.
Okay, what about Bernie Sanders?
Sure, why not?
Okay, why Bernie but not Ben? Why?
Because Ben is not a serious person.
I'm sorry?
Because Ben is not serious about anything. He's just trying to sell a book.
Really, he's not serious, even though he goes out of his way to educate others. He's raising a family.
He's not getting out of it. He's trying to make money. He's trying to sell his book.
Bernie Sanders made money off a book he sold. He got $1 million. He had to become the 1% and file taxes for that. So is Bernie now disqualified?
I just don't care about Bernie Sanders. I'm trying to say, oh look, I'm Bernie, bro. Whatever. Fuck that shit.
Okay, so but the point, what I'm disturbed about is you think that somebody shouldn't be allowed to speak here just because you disagree with them?
If most of the student body disagree with him.
You know what? That's not what our Constitution allows. We have something called a First Amendment. It protects speech.
Yeah, but this is a university.
Oh, wait a minute. So the First Amendment doesn't apply to university? Really? Did you just say that?
I did not say that.
Yeah, you're saying he shouldn't be here. You're saying there's an exception is here? Really? No, I'm sorry. You're wrong there, buddy.
Stop putting words in my mouth.
Every elected, this is a public institution specifically, and they take an oath of office to uphold and defend the Constitution, which includes the First Amendment.
Stop putting words in my mouth.
Okay, so then tell me, you still haven't, then why is he not allowed to be here? My answer is he does have a right to be here.
Mine is they
even if you absolutely hate everything he says.
I paid tuition here.
Okay. You know, he did too.
My money's funding the school. He does not live in California, so he does not.
Yes, he does. He lives in Beverly Hills.
Whatever. He lives in Beverly Hills. He doesn't pay taxes.
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't.
Yes. You live here. You're paying one of the highest taxes in the country. Wrong.
No, he's not.
Yes. So you can disagree with me all you want, but you can go look at it. You can talk about what he shared and everything else. Yeah, he does.
What's the word light?
Well, we're shining the light on a lot of some really interesting thinking. I'm sorry, sir, but you need to look at that First Amendment again. It protects all speech. It doesn't protect inciting violence. Ben doesn't do that. He doesn't have a record of doing that.
You are misled, my Asian brother.
That's a big problem. Were you born here in California?
Yes.
Okay, you were born here in California. So you've gone through K-12 and you've thought that the First Amendment is kind of picks and chooses. It can start and stop whenever people feel like it. Something to think about.
You don't have to respond.
You're right. He doesn't have to answer.
No,
he doesn't.
All you're doing is twisting his words.
He said there's an exception here.
We have a right to protest.
Okay, but he thinks that Ben doesn't have a right. He said he shouldn't be here.
This is our university. This is a student's university. We get to choose.
I get to be here. I'm not a student. I'm allowed to be here.
pay taxes for this.
I do. My mother came to this university. She only finished 1 year. My sister graduated from here, but even if they didn't, I'm allowed to be here. It's a public institution.
Yeah.
I can go to a private one as long as I abide by their codes.
Yeah, sure. He can come here. He can speak out in like his hair.
But he rented a room and he's allowed to do that. Or he was offered
He
that.
should not be able to speak in like one of his.
Okay, why? Why? You're still not telling me.
Because the
He
vast
validates the
majority,
identities of
but
students.
because the vast majority of students here disagree with him, he is here.
How does he violate the identity?
I said
He is here.
invalidates the identity of students.
He's not
How does he violate their...
He invalidates
Validates
the
how?
invalidates the identity of trans students and their existence as people.
Okay, transgenderism, it's an ism. It is a disorder.
It is not a disorder.
Okay, tell me why.
It is a gender identity.
Okay, tell me why it's not a disorder.
Because you're using disorder as if it's inherently a disease or there's something wrong with it. There's
Yes,
nothing wrong
that's
with-
correct. It is- there's something-
wrong with you.
Absolutely nothing.
There's
Okay.
nothing wrong with people
And
who
you
identify
have
as
a right
trans.
to your opinion, and we have a right to ours.
Okay, but here's the problem. There are more people who do not have a right because we have little children being force-fed this gender identity nonsense. Now let me tell you why it is a disorder, since you told me why. This is why. There are 9,000 clear-cut chromosomal distinctions. Genetic, it's biology. Male is clearly defined, female is clearly defined. It doesn't matter how you cut up your body parts. Male and female are biological facts. You do accept biology.
I can tell you the neurology of it. I
Okay,
can
go
tell
ahead.
you there's a piece in your brain and there's a piece in the brain of someone who has...
I'm asking her now.
No. Can I finish? Can I finish?
He's interrupting, that's why.
There's someone who has a vagina who identifies as male. The size of the BSTC in their brain and the size of the BSTC in your brain are the same size. The size of the BSTC in my brain, because I identify as female, and the size of the BSTC in someone who identifies as female but maybe has a penis are the same size. And those BSTC sizes are not at all affected by sexual orientation or anything except for gender identity.
You're drawing from a study that was conducted in Italy, I believe, and it was debunked.
No, it was conducted in the Netherlands, actually.
Where?
I just read it.
In the Netherlands? Okay, you can give me that resource and I'll look into it. But before even when you're talking about endocrinal changes or chromosome or neurological differences, these are factors that can be affected by environmental concerns. I'm talking about genetic differences. 9,000 minimum that clearly define male and female. That goes deeper. That goes deeper than endocrinal. Whoa! Whoa! That guy's a bigot right there. Get his hat.
We can't get violent. We can't get violent.
We're not going to, but he just hit me in the face.
He started it. Let him
Hold your
fucking
head.
walk away. Just hang on to your head.
You okay?
You okay?
I'm not okay. I want to go.
Look who's violent. It's the left who's violent, not the right. Notice that. He didn't hit anybody. He was attacked. Did you see that? Or are you blind? I guess you're blind. Oh, you're blaming the victim, huh? Okay, why am I not surprised? Okay, back to you. The left is violent. We told you. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, they are. Trying to attack the guy. So I told you, 9,000.
No, wait, are you telling me the right's not violent, though?
I'm
Are
sorry?
you telling me the right's not violent?
Certainly far less than the left. Much of the violence is with left. Yes, it is. Just one sec. Did you hear my state? So we can disagree, but the fact is, when you're looking at male and female, these are chromosomal. This is deeper, genetic. Endocrinal or neurological differences, that can be a result of stress, it can be a result of environment. But male and female are clear biological realities, and there's no other. Okay, here's another way to put it. Okay, you're a college student, I'm going to call you 22. You look like you're adult, mature, everything. Tell me, why aren't you 60?
Why am I not 60?
Yeah, because it's about feelings, right? This person feels that they're male, so therefore a female can be a male just because they feel that way. Tell me why you're not 60. Tell me why you're not...
using an argument that Shapiro
One of
made?
them, absolutely. And what's wrong with that? Can you answer it? Is that why you're laughing, or you can't answer it?
Okay, so you're asking
There's
me
nothing
why
wrong with me using another argument.
No, can I...
Or his. Go ahead.
You're asking me why I don't identify as a 60-year-old person.
Exactly.
I don't identify as a 60-year-old person because I haven't been on this earth for 60 years.
Okay.
So I don't feel that I have the knowledge nor the experience to identify as 60 years.
Okay. It's really strange that you go into knowledge and experience. You can have 50
I don't have the experience of 60 years, so I'm not going to say
That's not what
that I
defined.
identify as 60 years.
Age is not defined by experience. Age is defined by the passage of years. Is it not? Yes.
Okay.
Is it not? Exactly. And the same way, you have clear determinants that determine age. A year is 365 days, which is made of 24 hours, which is made of 60 minutes.
You're going off of topic, though, because...
No, because you're talking about what I feel like. Doesn't matter how you feel. And Krusty Krab is unfair. I don't know why.
Can you finish? Can I finish? Okay, so you're going on.
So you don't want her to speak. Isn't that fascinating? I want you to speak, but they don't. I don't know why.
No, they're
just being silly. Okay.
No, okay, so you went off topic.
No, I gave you an example where I feel a certain way, therefore I am. Do you feel like an apple today? Are you an apple? Do you feel like a pineapple? Do you feel like a Klondike bar? Does that make you a Klondike?
No.
Yes, I am making a joke. It's insanity.
Transgender identity is the most insensitive thing you could possibly be doing
Why?
right now.
Why?
It's a gender identity that is valid.
Okay. No, it's not. That's what I'm telling you. It isn't.
They're turning it into racism.
Oh, right. Is that what you're going to do next? Play the race card?
No, they are. They're turning gender identity
I don't
into
have
racism.
Feelings are not an identity. Let me explain why. This is the basic argument. Now, just hear me out on this. So, this is a subject that people might be really interested to hear about. Hungary, there was a far-right leader, not Trump, chill out, a guy who was actually a neo-Nazi even. He wanted to rise to the top of his party, correct? He hated Jews, he hated gypsies. But lo and behold, his fiercest political enemy found out his mother was a Jew, survived Auschwitz. How it works is, he's a Jew. He didn't know that. He didn't feel like a Jew. He hated Jews. But because of that genetic determinant, his mom was a Jew, his grandma was a Jew, mom's a Jew, he is a Jew. It has nothing to do with how I feel. Identity is based on stricter, more firm principles. I don't know why you laugh, because anti-Semitism is a serious issue. Transgenderism is a disorder. It's based on feelings.
And you guys are coming out calling him a hate monger.
The guy's a Jew himself. He's been more targeted than most. Jews are the #1 targeted minority group. Why aren't you fighting about that? Being a Jew isn't something I feel.
I'm sorry, it's not a question for why she isn't fighting against that. It's why you're fighting again.
I'm fighting for reality. I'm fighting for truth. Is that a problem?
We're fighting for our truth.
Well,
there's no such thing as your truth and my truth. Oh my God. No, there isn't. Okay, prove me wrong. Why? Because remember I gave you that example. The guy thought he was not a Jew, but he was. So truth is based on more than your feelings. Go ahead. I'm wrong.
Your truth, what you believe is the truth in your heart.
Okay.
Like, you believe that transgenderism is an ism and is a disorder, right?
Okay.
That's your truth, based on your experiences, your lived.
No, it's based on research and evidence. No, not based on my life. No, I promise you. I was born a male. I will stay a male. I don't care how I feel.
And how you've implemented what you've been taught.
No, wrong. This
That's
is
all I'm saying.
What do you do?
So my truth is
or lady, I'm sorry.
Being transgender is a gender identity. Someone who identifies as trans, and I'm speaking from a cis opinion, so...
Cis opinion, okay, all right. Okay.
Who taught you to talk like that?
Where did you learn this? Really?
That I'm cisgender?
Yeah.
No, who taught you to talk like that? Cis opinion.
That too, that's part of it.
Who taught you that?
That's part of it.
Somebody taught you to talk like that.
You didn't learn it when you were 5, did you? Or did you?
No, I went to college 15 years ago. No one ever talked like that in college.
Yeah.
Because gender
Things
being queer changes.
Being queer, so that means it's not static, so it could... Wait a minute, so then how does it even have a meaning if it changes every 5 minutes or 5 years or 5 years? Identity isn't something that's supposed to change. It has a fixed... No.
According to you.
Isn't identity...
It's about revelation. It's about facts that don't change and you learn about them. Now, you're coming from a point about your truth and my truth. No, try it this way. There's more information we get, granted. So you're suggesting that this is a new concept or a new set of ideas that have come to the surface because of what? What justifies?
It's not new.
Okay, so when did this start then?
So, but you say that transgenderism is a feeling, not an identity.
Yes.
First of all, how do you not respect people's feelings? Like, do you not understand? Because in saying that they have these feelings, you're saying they're humans who are capable of emotion, who are capable of feeling this way, capable of saying, this is how I feel. We're finally reaching a point in 2017 where people can be comfortable saying this.
Okay, remember, feelings are not the final determinant. Like I said, with that the issue of the far-right guy. So just because he didn't feel like a Jew, he hated Jews, but he actually was Jewish.
Yeah, I know. But
for example.
I fully understand. There's a difference between religion and transgender. Right?
Sure, but I'm just using it as a basic example where we're talking about, again, actually being Jewish is more than a religion. It is an ethnic status. It's a genetic identity. Yeah, phenotype. It's in the genetics. Yes.
Let me ask you something. Do you believe in the saying, do what thou wilt? Do you believe
in that? Just do whatever you want?
Well, yeah. Do you believe in do what thou wilt?
Well, I mean, within reason.
Within reason? Well, what's within reason? Because this stuff started with gay marriage, now it's trannies, now it's going to pedophilia. What's next? Marrying animals, marrying your horse,
I'm sorry, but you can't extrapolate like
yes,
that.
Yes, you can. That's what's been happening. Yes, you
can't
can.
say just because we're finally accepting transgender people now.
Who's we? A lot of people do not accept it. Maybe people living in this little...
Why? Why? That's a gender orientation. That's a sexual orientation.
It's been listed as one. Did you know that?
According to certain people, do you accept
well,
that?
I'm happy to admit I was uninformed right there.
Okay, so now you know.
That's our point. It keeps progressing further and further and further until we're marrying our pet dogs. That's what they want. They want to destroy society with the degeneracy.
Okay. Because someone had asked a question, how does this affect us? This is part of it. There's a lot more at stake here than just one election cycle after another. The very civilization we have, the values, the mores that make that we can be here and talk to each other, rather than seeing everybody as potential prey, their property could be stolen, where it's a war of all against all. This is a matter of serious values in a culture. And what transmits that culture? Moms and dads giving birth to children, rearing them in these values. The institution of family is rigidly under attack. Transgenderism is a big part of it. This matters. I don't want the state. The state cannot teach us values. It can't. The state doesn't have values. We see all of these corrupt politicians, do we not? Too much power in the hands of one or two is corrupting in itself. How do we ensure that we have a society that's able to thrive, where people are free, where the children grow up as adults who can make choices and win and succeed? They have to be imputed with clear values of trust, loyalty, respect for boundaries. This starts at home with a mom and a dad, not with two men, not with two women. And when you undermine gender, there's an openly lesbian, I don't agree with her lifestyle even, but I listen to her, Camille Paglia. She documents this. Societies that destroy gender end up destroying themselves. You can see it in the histories. Yeah. And that's why it matters.
I don't believe that any sort of gender revolution like what is happening now has ever happened.
Yes, it has. Go to ancient Rome. You can look at the 400s. You had Nero marrying men, for example. Gay marriage is not a new thing either. Someone I think was talking about new or old. This was some kind of an elite pastime, so to speak. And we saw the degradation of these cultures. You can look at ancient Greek city-states. They imploded. They disappeared entirely because of welfarism, gang-related activity. Yeah, there were gangs even in ancient Greece because there were no moms and dads to raise the kids. And also because of the destruction of family. That's what this is about. We've got to stand up to that. It's cultural Marxism. It's hurting our culture. It's hurting our societies. That's the biggest reason why we have to take a vocal stance against this. It's a disorder. Do I hate people who are struggling with their identity? Not at all. Speaking the truth is not hate. It's a form of life. It's a form of love.
How do you define American culture?
Could you come out so I could see you? I want to be able to talk to somebody.
My question is, how do you define American culture?
Great question.
It's a monolithic, unmoving thing that supposedly has degraded. How do you change it back?
Okay.
What is it that you want to go back to?
Okay, so we have constitutional rule, Judeo-Christian ethic, e pluribus unum. Yes, those three.
Okay.
That's actually a great question.
I got some more.
Go ahead.
Freedom, liberty, self-determination, entrepreneurship.
Thanks for being here.
Yourself how you feel, what gender you want to express
and self-determination.
Is that not? Well, we're talking about the state
right there.
teaching it to children.
Yes,
that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about. I don't care if someone feels a certain way.
No, that's not true. You have kids; they are captive audiences in government schools. They are forced to learn this. Let me finish, please. And what you have kids who go home and cry. They are extremely troubled. Am I a boy or a girl? Can I become a boy next year, tomorrow, the next week?
Well,
it's crazy.
It's just some anecdotal evidence. I had trouble too because I was expected to act like a man, what my parents thought were manly, even though I didn't fit under their paradigm. So that falls under the same thing.
Okay.
What I'm expected to be a man is different for other people.
Sure, there are cultural differences, certainly, but there are biological certainties that do not change whether you're in Ethiopia, in France, in Latin America.
I definitely agree with you with biological sex. There's male and female. That's
good.
Unarguable.
Because it's a biological argument.
And I agree. But when it comes to issues of expression and gender identity and what is perceived to be masculine and feminine, that in itself is fluid and it changes with cultures and societies. Okay, masculine or feminine, sure, but that does. But we're talking about transgender as someone who thinks he's male when she's born a female. That's quite different. I mean, I don't know much to comment about that issue, but that's just my 2 cents when it comes to talking about culture and the preservation of culture.
And what it takes is a family, a mom and a dad. That's biology. Two men cannot bring forth children. Two women cannot.
Agree that issues in family mostly come from poverty and class rather than mom and dad?
No, because
a poor family maybe wouldn't be able to raise their children properly and right values.
That's kind of arrogant. How do you know that? I've met many poor families. They do a much better job than some of the wealthy ones. You know where one of the highest suicide rates is in Palos Verdes. That's a very wealthy enclave in LA County.
Well,
a lot of suicide there.
This argument, this discussion is mostly just generalizations on both sides. But I'm just saying this argument is mostly generalizations on both sides. I definitely don't have a list of facts I can present to you right now.
And that's okay.
And also, there's a lot more to suicide rates than just wealth and income inequality.
That's true. I would agree with you. But the issue, it isn't wealth. I mean, because you have the suicide rates are actually much lower among the poorer classes. That's a fact.
I thought we were inside.
I just want to say, I don't think me and you are different. We see the world and we're upset at it, and we want to change it to something better. Could be, let's say
What's
in
your
general.
interpretation of better?
Better is to me more income inequality, equal opportunity, not people being born into
That's a
poverty.
very vague term. It doesn't sound like you're very specific on the details of how you want to have a better world.
Well, when it comes to bettering the world, I think the first step should be not talking about transgenderism and making it an enemy.
I agree. Let's get off of that. Go ahead. Let's talk something else. Let's talk politics. Let's get down.
Because you said you want to stop with income inequality.
Trump, love him or leave him. Trump, love him or leave him.
Okay.
I want answer.
I mean,
you don't have an opinion?
It's too
Next.
reductive for that. It's too reductive. I absolutely hate Hillary, but I'm not going to go to Trump and say he's a better alternative.
Really?
Well, he is.
Okay.
I mean,
why is Trump not better than Hillary?
Well,
I mean, you're probably upset. If you had money in the stock market, you're probably making too much money. Is that it? Because your parents are, if they're in the stock
Well,
market.
let him tell me, why is Trump not a better alternative to Hillary?
Well, I would mostly argue because you can see it in his administration, and I don't think this is up to much debate. It's a train wreck so far.
Why?
People leaving his
I'd
administration.
like to address that. 22% of all his people that have been added to the government has gotten in. Excuse me, let me finish. 78% have been blocked by our democratic system.
Arthur.
If you want to change that and have
Here's my
him
card.
get his agenda through, what
Oh,
need
thank
to
you.
do
What's your
is
name?
Jordan.
Jordan?
Yeah, I went to the Trump inauguration for Annenberg Media.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I reached out to you.
Oh, maybe we've talked before?
Yeah.
He's been there 1 year.
Sorry, I didn't
you
mean
know
to
how
interrupt.
hard it's been for him to get anything done. So you have to give him some slack. You put up with 8 years of Obama. Give
The deep
him a
state is
chance.
very deep.
Give him a chance.
Republicans are against him just because they hate Trump. They're not like Jeff the Flake doesn't represent Arizonans. He is bottoming out in the primary against Kelly Ward. They're not representing their own state interest. They just hate Trump. I don't want a government that's just a bunch of pettiness. That's wrong.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I hate Trump, but I will say Obama is a narcissistic coward. He is.
I agree with you.
We don't need to talk about him. He's done and he's gone.
He's done.
Let's
Thank
stay on
God.
date. Today's politics. Everybody's up on today's politics. Let's stay on
But
today.
you can't reduce people into just Democrats and Republicans.
You're right. We can.
Some people like me who absolutely hate Trump and do not like Hillary at all could also find Trump's actions.
Okay, tell
So
me
who did you
what
vote for? Did you
Details.
Okay.
What do you hate?
Details what I hate about Trump. I mean,
I'm listening. That's exactly it.
Let him answer.
To be fair, I'm being put on the spot.
No, go ahead. Take your time.
I mean, details on Trump, his effects on the environment, his federal spending budget, his immigration laws, which have been vetoed by Hawaii and whatnot. And so for his foreign policy, now he's getting involved in Syria, which he promised to, and Afghanistan. He dropped the mother of all bombs on
Thank God.
people.
Got rid of ISIS. Bombed the hell out of ISIS.
ISIS is not a
great that done.
Sir.
Great that done, isn't it, man?
It is. Absolutely. ISIS is evil. They were killing men, women,
They
children.
are fully still going.
Nope. They've been decimated. Their head caliphate's been wiped out.
Where
Yep.
lithium, one of the largest
Cheers, great
deposits
to
of
hear.
lithium is
Thanks,
in
boys.
Okay, you got it.
The large, you know what lithium's used for? Those electric cars that you all
He was defending ISIS? Really? Wow. And but that's a question. Why is it that a lot of people don't know? Because the media isn't writing about ISIS being decimated. They're not covering it because they just want to cover this anti-Trump crap. They are totally deranged. Anti-Trump. That's why a lot of people are actually misinformed.
It's so caustic to the environment that the footage of print it makes them go.
Let's see. Okay, how are we doing? Okay, let's see where we're going next here.
Can we try and keep everyone centralized?
Okay.
Everyone keeps breaking up into these little...
Oh, that's going to create a problem, isn't it? We just need light, though. This is the best we got. Okay.
Arthur, maybe over here.
I don't see how everybody wants this climate change.
I am here trying to find out why people hate Trump, and there's a lot of this. I talked to one guy who said they hated Shapiro. Why? I don't hear why. I'm really concerned. I've met a lot of young people who think single payer is great, who hate Trump, who are completely misinformed on a lot of issues, and they're going into the country with a lot of bad ideas and voting for him. And I want to figure out why they're thinking the way they do.
You're like a little Ben Shapiro thing.
I'm sorry?
So you're running like a little Ben Shapiro thing out here.
No, I'm running an Arthur Schaper thing. I'm not Ben Shapiro. And by the way, I think he's talking to people. I'm listening to people, like I listen to you.
And what about anything about Black Lives Matter?
I got a good one for the UCLA students. We're gonna do this one right now when we stop.
After this is done, okay.
Yeah, no, this is because I want to hear what they have to say about this.
Okay. Okay, go ahead, Gary.
Okay.
Coming up. Who's next?
Wait, hold on. Okay, UCLA students. You have 3 of your basketball players are in China. They're being arrested for shoplifting. Okay. Now I know among the young people,
we're at Ackerman Union.
Socialism and communism are wonderful things. I bet those 3 athletes thought it was too. They went to a communist country and they broke the law, and I bet they can't wait to come back to America now, this evil, oppressive, racist nation. Am I right? Do you not think those players can't wait to come back to America?
Yeah. You know,
did you even hear about that? Did you know about that?
Communist.
It looks like you haven't heard of it.
Their anthem in China. It's a 3-year prison term. Go ahead, put a knee down in China. It's a 3-year prison stint. So, as far as I'm concerned, I'll never watch NFL football again in my life.
Nice.
Again in my life. Just imagine 3 years
Arthur,
for taking
Arthur
it in
Schaper.
China. Go live in China.
Just remember that. They
Yeah, go
can't
ahead.
wait to come back to America. This awful, evil, racist, oppressive
Your
system.
basketball team.
So what do you think of that? That's communism.
That's how good communism
And
is.
you've been taught
They can't wait.
communism is a good thing? Is that what you've heard or what? I'm asking because
It's not anything China.
nothing's been said. I'm asking you to tell me because we're seeing a lot of kids coming out pro-socialism, pro-Bernie, and they don't think about the cost. They don't think about the infringement on civil liberties. Okay. All right. So Sean, we're heading this way.
Let's kind of reform our group because everyone's all scattered. So let's try and bring these.
Okay, he's with a friend of ours.
What's your name?
Arthur. What's up?
Arthur, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
So you're from where exactly?
I'm from Torrance, California.
Yeah, so what brought you here?
What brought me here was, first of all, Ben Shapiro, but more importantly, I like mingling with the college students. I want to know what they believe and why.
I just have one question. Can I have you on record?
Sure.
I'm a reporter.
That's fine.
I'm
No,
a
go
reporter
ahead.
for the Daily Bruin.
Okay, that's fine.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'll just
all right,
give you
yeah.
the
So, so what brought you to UCLA?
Yeah, I know that Ben Shapiro is going to be here. I think it's really important. We have to fight. There's just that's my card. There's abject liberalism that's just overrunning these universities. Kids are practically being brainwashed. They're being brainwashed to hate this country, to see this as a country that's full of hatred, misogynic, whatever. These are values that are corrupting the culture as a whole, a real problem. I'm going to just go right and have the discussion right away. Want to know what people believe and why, try to change their minds or at least understand where they're coming from. This is where it's got to start. And the best chance to do that, especially, is when people say we hate freedom of speech, we don't want people's... I was talking to a guy about half an hour ago, and there's Ben Shapiro with this cross on his face, and I go, why? And, well, he's stupid, and he shouldn't be here. Why is he stupid? Why shouldn't he be here? He actually believes that he doesn't have a right to speak here, but Bernie Sanders does. And I'm trying to understand why. Why is there a picking and choosing about who gets to speak and who doesn't? That's a problem. The fight against the First Amendment, too, really bothers me. I'm here to stand up for that and fight for it. People have a right to speak, a right to be heard, a right to exchange ideas. That's what a university's for, isn't it?
So are you alone? Are you with an
Oh, I've got others with me, too.
No, I mean, like, are you a part of an organization?
Yeah, I'm part of LA County for Trump.
Oh, Orange County.
Yes, I am. LA County.
LA County.
Because I live in LA County.
All right. Thank you for that.
Sure, absolutely.
Go over there and respond to them, dude.
What is it?
You should go over there and respond to them.
Okay.
Your name is Arthur.
Yeah, you got my card. Okay.
Can I have your card?
Sure. So I'm following the...
We need to hit the kids with that, with the basketball players, with the communists.
That's a good one.
Because
There you
I'm
go.
telling you,
Thank you.
those guys probably went over to think communism is wonderful.
I know, and then they got to experience it for real.
America. They're dying to come home.
Oh, brother. You're like a... I've got to let him speak first. Let's see.
Excuse me. Are you here protesting these students?
Yeah. Well, I'm here. I'm also challenging this attack on free speech, this idea that Ben Shapiro doesn't have a right to speak here.
I'm a reporter with the Daily Bruin. Would I be able to interview you really
Sure,
quickly?
that's fine. I interviewed another guy, but okay.
Could you say that it's okay to interview you on the reporter right now?
That's fine. I'm here standing for free... Are you going? Okay.
Yeah, what's your name?
My name is Arthur Schaper.
Okay.
I'm here standing for free speech. I'm fed up with a lot of these kids being indoctrinated with, everything's like cultural Marxist, everything is bad. People don't have a right to speak. Fighting against racism and sexism. Trump isn't promoting that stuff. That's the Democratic Party that's been promoting that. There's a lot of false ideas people have been taught, and I'm tired of it. People just letting it go unchallenged. I'm fed up with it.
Okay.
Shopper, like going shopping.
Thank you. And what's your affiliation with UCLA?
Was it?
Do you have any affiliation with UCLA?
My sister went here. My mother went here. Here's my card.
Okay, and you're just a member of the local community?
Yeah, LA County for Trump.
Okay, great.
There we go.
And what is your age by chance?
36.
Okay, thank you.
You have to know. I'm on my card too? Okay.
Racist, sexist, anti-gay. Right-wing bigots, go away.
Damn it.
Racist, sexist, anti-gay. Right-wing bigots,
There you go.
go away.
Okay, why is he a bigot though? But why is he a bigot? Are you just going to chant? You're the one who spoke to the camera. As soon as I ask a question, they walk away. Seriously? Why?
You go here?
Do I have to? Does it make a difference?
Yeah, actually.
Why? I'm not allowed to be here just because I'm what?
But if your tax dollars and my tax dollars...
They are my tax. Good, that's true.
Right? Are footing the bill...
Let him finish.
If your tax dollars and my tax dollars are footing the bill for the security, then, well, I think Bruin Republicans should pay for the security.
You do realize they have to pay a lot more money. That's true.
They have to pay a lot more
Now, why
money,
is that?
But less than 70% of the attendees are with the UCLA community.
Okay, fair enough.
What that means is there's a university policy that if less than 70% of the people attending are UCLA members or staff, then the club has to foot the bill. But what happens is the Alliance for Defending Freedom, the ADF, this pro bono homophobic legal group, basically bullied the university into paying for this security, and that's our main issue with it.
Okay, why is it that conservatives have to have so much security in the first place?
Fuck Trump!
Why? He's already married, you perv. Do you understand that conservatives are far more attacked on universities than liberals are? Do you not understand that? Are you blaming conservatives for that? It's not their fault. He already got attacked himself. I've been attacked. I was attacked at Berkeley.
Why is that okay?
It's not okay.
Good.
I'm not advocating for violence.
Not to attack us.
All right, well, it's probably not my people. But the fact of the matter is, our main issue is not that Ben Shapiro is here and speaking. It's okay.
Let him finish.
Our problem is not that Ben Shapiro is really speaking here. I mean, we're morally opposed to him, but we're not here to yell.
Okay, I got to ask this. Let's move on. Why are you morally opposed to Ben Shapiro, who is a UCLA alumni, from speaking at this campus?
Well, I'm not a fan of all UCLA alumni. I mean,
okay, but what about Ben Shapiro, please? Why?
Because he says that Arabs would like to bomb the crap out of people and live in sewage. I think that's a...
Okay.
I think, like, Ben Shapiro is not a very intelligent person.
Why?
Because he's more concerned with inflammatory remarks and with inciting people on college campuses. Like, for example, what I just said.
About the sewage thing? Or that transgenderism, a mental disorder?
Basically, he's this guy who makes money that comes by coming to college campuses. What was that?
Are you Arab?
I'm not an Arab.
Well, he's Jewish.
I'm also Jewish, and I'm opposed to him because...
Okay, you're opposed to him or the things he says?
Well, the things he says embodied in his mouth, which belongs to him.
Okay, but doesn't he have a natural right to speak?
Of course he has a natural right to speak.
Okay, so then your problem...
Is he speaking right now? Yes.
He's in there and he's allowed to do it.
We have a natural right to oppose what he's...
Okay, but I'm trying to understand why.
What?
That's not what the poster said for the event.
And what does it say here? It says fight racism. So how is Ben Shapiro racist?
He's not.
I mean, can we refer to Exhibit A when he said
Arabs? Okay, we're talking about a culture, are we not? Did you know that a lot of them are Islamic countries?
Arab is an ethnic group. It is
sure it is.
Yeah, so that...
Okay, so you're not going to give him a break? You've got like Bill Clinton, or how about Hillary Clinton, who said black men are super predators?
Supporter?
Doesn't matter whether you are or not. The point is that people make remarks that may be inflammatory or they may be wrong. Here's another example. Barack Obama said there were 57 states. There weren't. It was a mistake.
I'm also not.
But when Sarah Palin said they're going to, I could see North Korea from my house, or let's make nice with North Korea, it was a mistake. But the media then pillories her. You can't give Ben Shapiro a break. Maybe you should have said Muslims, not Arabs.
If he wants to come out here and make inflammatory remarks, then we can be just as inflammatory over here. Because he doesn't have anything substantive to add to debate.
That's not true. He provides plenty of evidence to support his claims.
I would say most of the time he just rallies college students by...
What's wrong with that? Isn't this a rally here?
All right. Anyway, like it's getting a little caught up. I gotta follow the people over there. It was nice to talk.
Okay, let's go over here.
And I think that was pretty reasonable.
150 years ago. You don't own people. You just said.
Yeah, I can't see anybody.
No, I can't. You sound like a bigot.
Happy Veterans Day. At least they have a sign for veterans.
Yeah, let them go do their George Soros chanting. That's all they know how to do.
But that's usually a lot of fun to follow too.
No,
I mean, I was able to pull one off. He was able to talk to me.
I just find it funny how they all know the exact same chants around.
Right. He's like my.
What's your name?
Arthur.
Arthur. What's the last name?
Schaper. S-C-H-A-P-E-R.
But that's one where you have to. Arthur Schaper.
Yeah.
The U?
S-C-H-A-P-E-R. Yeah. But A-R-T-H-U-R. Yeah. That's it.
All right. Thank you, Arthur.
All right. Got it.
Well grounded. You didn't hear that because all of a sudden it was bubble where
Well, if you want to talk to someone, he'll talk to you all day.
You said you wanted to talk, but now she doesn't want to talk. Is that it?
She just wants to listen.
You want her to listen?
You're a bigot.
I don't mind that. She's not a bigot for wanting to listen. Oh, he's talking to someone else.
You're a racist. That's what you are.
I don't know who he was talking to.
Excuse me.
He has a... Go ahead.
Mind if I ask you who you're speaking to over there?
What's that?
Who you
What did he do?
Over there?
Well, she's telling me, oh, you're talking about my people. What people? Slavery ended 150 years ago. I'm a Central American person, okay? I said you try go living over there, you don't even know. So.
So let me start with the basics. Were you guys Trump supporters or not Trump supporters? Because that's where it starts. No? You said fuck no, right? You absolutely hate Trump. Why?
I don't like the rule of law, evidently, I guess.
But why? That's a strong response that she gave. If you hate Trump, why? Because he is your president, isn't he?
Over there. See how it is.
That's one of the things I'm here. The other thing is I've tried to talk to a group of people, one after another, telling me Ben doesn't have a right to speak here. Why?
No, he does.
I agree with you, but we've got a lot of college students. There was one guy, and he was telling me he doesn't have a right to speak here, but Bernie Sanders does. Why? Why the difference? Wouldn't give me an answer. We're seeing on colleges' campuses that people are not allowed to speak their mind. They're not allowed to come here. There's another guy saying Ben Shapiro shouldn't be here. You know, he's costing the university money. It's not the conservatives' fault that all these leftists and violent show up threatening the campus, threatening people. I was at Berkeley August 27th. The violence, Antifa was allowed to take over the park and attack innocent citizens. And the police didn't do their damn job. What? Which data? Regarding what? Okay, what about it?
90+% of students think that they should be able to speak here.
Okay.
So that's not relevant.
Okay, so you are telling me it isn't an issue.
That's not true. You're fighting those people to blow this shit up in the news. That's not true.
Okay, well then we got another question right there. Why is it that the media seems more determined to show the violence?
We're undergraduates.
I got Okay, well I got a better idea. You're screaming at me saying talk to the media. I have, by the way, so I'm allowed to do that. Okay, why am I ignorant?
I just told you.
No, you did. Say it again. Does it matter?
Look at the data.
It does. See, now I didn't call you names, but why did you call me names? Oh, you're ignorant. Why? Just because we don't agree on something? Oh, that's what I thought. But there it goes. But he's, someone had said that, but they didn't tell me why. He's already married, for starters.
That is a great argument coming out of that speaker.
Okay, but it is a good point. Okay, so you're saying if he's arguing that 90% of college students are not worried about freedom of speech being fully exercised, well, that's a good sign, but I don't see it. You go to Berkeley, I told you about that. You go to the University of Wyoming right there, and they had people showing up ready to shut down Dennis Prager. And this doesn't just happen in colleges, it also happens in other public forums. Dennis Prager wanted to loot us.
He wants to talk about UCLA. Okay.
Stop talking to me. I didn't say that.
Wait, if you can't handle being in the front, lady, then deal with it. I mean, come on.
I'm talking to all the students. Okay, we're gonna do this.
I have a question.
Go.
Okay, this is not his speech. It's not happening until at least 2 more hours. This was actually a counter protest before his speech. Now I'm coming back from class on the way to get a burrito.
Okay.
I live here. This is why I'm here. This is my campus. But what I want to know, I doubt any of you are undergraduates living here.
Okay.
What are you doing here right now at this counter protest?
I've already told you, but I'll tell you again.
Game? What is your end game?
My end game is to start changing minds. My end game is to start finding lies. My end game is to start fighting these crappy mythologists like the guy playing fuck Donald Trump. Besides the fact he's already married and he has a beautiful wife, why do they hate the guy? There's a lot of crap that's said about him that's just not true. Like the signs that said he's racist, xenophobic, bigoted. No, he's not. You want to talk about bigotry, you look at the goddamn Democratic Party.
Listen to me, that's not me. I'm not saying anything.
Well, I'm glad it isn't you. You're willing to talk.
I'm not here to argue with you or even come at you from an aggressive standpoint.
You can do that. I can handle it.
I want to know, why are you coming at the students with that aggressive standpoint if you want to change
You're taking it as aggressive.
Guys, do you believe he's has an aggressive
we're going to go into feelings.
Okay, so
okay, they don't agree with you. Okay, you lost that one.
The mind of the students.
Is it aggressive or microaggressive? Which one?
Yeah. And that's another problem. It's like everybody's into feelings. Oh, like we were talking to a person. Oh, I feel if someone feels like if it's a woman who feels like she's a man, then that makes her a man. No, it doesn't. That's a big problem. I'm saying it's getting really pervasive in culture. It's true though. Somebody actually was arguing that point with me. It's nuts.
That's your belief, and you're entitled to believing that.
The other thing. Oh, well, I believe, therefore it's true. No, it's not true because I believe it.
Rene Descartes. I believe, therefore I am.
No, it's I think, therefore I am. Cogito ergo sum.
Okay, so you think that, therefore you're entitled.
Actually,
to
Descartes has some issues. I don't agree with every foundation of his.
I would like to ask you, why, yelling at, you're a bigot, you're a racist.
I didn't yell that. Why are you talking to me?
I'm talking to your gentleman from Central America back there. I forgot his name. What's your name, friend?
Alex.
Okay.
Alex. So how would you guys come and you have Alex in your group yelling at people, you're a racist, you're a bigot. How are you going to change the minds of the students yelling at them?
So here's my response. First of all, I'm not responsible for every word that comes out of every mouth. That's one of the sides of freedom of speech.
Neither are we.
Exactly. So I haven't changed you.
Friend or our fellow college student that said this and that, and you equate that to all college students.
No, I didn't.
That does not make sense.
I agree with you. I didn't say that. Go ahead.
So what's your definition of racism? Like, what's
Oh,
racist?
I gotta hear this.
I want to hear. Come on.
Discriminating somebody based on their color and based on where they're from.
That makes them racist.
No, going after them for that.
Definition of racist? That's racism?
That's his definition?
Oh.
What about yours?
I'm not here to educate. I'm not here to educate. I'm just asking. I just want to hear your opinion. That's
You don't have an opinion on what racism is,
let's
but you asking what his is? Okay.
Let's do the socialism question. Okay, is there anybody here that thinks socialism is a good idea, better than what we currently have right now? Is there anybody that
I'm asking. We are asking.
Just it's a yes or no. Either you do or you don't.
You think do you like socialism or think it would be a proper form of government? We should not have capitalism but socialism.
Okay, well, regardless of what you think,
I have hope for this generation.
We have 3 basketball players from UCLA that went to a communist country, and they broke the law. And no, they are not. No, they are not. No, they are not.
China opened their border.
The majority of the government owns the business. That is communism.
And there's a lot of companies in China that are not owned by the government. For example, the airport, like one of the airlines that goes to Beijing, that's privately owned.
So you think it's a free country?
I'm not talking about whether or not it's a free country. I'm talking that it's capitalist. It's more capitalist. It's more capitalist than the United States.
Really? Tell me why.
Because there's no welfare at all.
Okay.
If you're poor, you're screwed. You have to work money. You have to do what you need to do to get food on the table. And that's why when people are like, oh, China's like communist, it's not necessarily entirely communist.
But it's on the surface communist. Would you agree? There's only one political
government is authoritarian, but its economy is more capitalistic than the United States because the United States has a stronger welfare system.
Now, you're going from the argument that this country is more communistic or it's worse?
I'm just saying you can't say China's completely communist because China's economy is capitalist.
They pronounce themselves as being communist.
But everything else is communist because the regime that killed 80 million people is still in power. Now, the question I have for everybody...
No, I don't care about that. I'm just saying the economy is not communist.
Do you know how many people died in communist China?
Yes, I know, because I'm Chinese.
Okay, so then how can you support that institution? How can you support that? Yes, you are.
I'm not supporting it. I'm saying that it's capitalist.
You're here in America. This is the greatest country in the world.
I'm just
then
saying,
why are you going? Why are you saying? Why are you in support of communist China? Why are you in support of a dictator who killed more people than any other person in the face of human history? Killed more people than Hitler. Killed more people than Stalin. Mao Zedong, one of the worst criminals of the entire civilization of the human race. And you're arguing in support of his system? No, thank you.
I'm saying that China's capitalist. That's all I'm saying.
If you measure evil by death tolls, Mao Zedong was the most evil man on the face of the planet.
I'm going to talk about measuring
100 million people died under communist China. 100 million.
Are you going to measure evil by death toll?
Yes.
Let's talk about Native Americans.
That's a care one.
Slaves.
What's really evil?
Are you saying
100 million people died in America? I don't think so, guys.
Native
Americans. Tell us.
That's very hard to believe.
Native Americans.
You're going to measure evil.
Okay, but I would say to you really quick. Let me go on the other side. No, I agree with what you're saying that there's a growing capital economy going. I agree with you, but it's still authoritarian, and they still call themselves communist because it's one political party. It's the Communist Party that's running the state. Would you agree?
But I don't. That's not what I'm talking about. I don't have an opinion on that. I'm just saying.
You don't. You should. My God. 3 of your basketball players are in communist China under lock and key right now.
I don't want to talk about that. I just want
Why is it that you don't want to talk about? That's what he was talking about.
No, because I'm listening.
And then you
I'm listening, and I'm simply saying that China...
So you're disagreeing with the communistic label for it. Okay.
I'm disagreeing with the communistic label on the economy. That's it.
Okay, now back to what you were talking about.
Yeah, that's all. That's all I have to say.
You have 3 basketball players in a communist nation. They cannot get out. They're facing years in prison.
How about these are your crew?
Now, obviously, we all...
They live on your campus.
I know America is an evil, racist, oppressive society, but just remember those basketball players, they cannot wait to come home to this awful, evil country. So just remember that.
I just said
that America is better than all these other countries like China, where they're stuck right now. You think they want to come home? I bet they're dying to come home.
The president tried to advocate on their behalf, in fact.
Why did they steal in the first place?
I don't know. You got to ask them that.
Because that's a human impulse, which is ugly, and they're stupid too.
But they clearly didn't take communism seriously to have stolen.
But
you do not
evil and criminal behavior isn't rational necessarily.
You get 3 years in jail for that. 3 years for disrespecting China's anthem. Now, who among you think that's okay? Because in America, you could disrespect our anthem and not go to jail at all. But I'll never watch an NFL game again in my life. Because if you take a knee in America, that's to me treasonous.
What does the knee represent?
It doesn't. It represents against my president, against my.
Okay, Schaper.
It represents
Schaper.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.
I don't see for that. I just want to say.
We were trying to understand. I understand where you're coming from.
I'm just saying that the economy is
To talk about the economy.
I don't want to take a side because I want to win.
Okay.
So I'm like,
But that's fair enough. I see what you're saying.
I'm like very upset about it.
Something known as symbolic.
When you disrespect my flag,
I might leave.
you disrespect my country. You disrespect, first of all, my veterans who fought hard for this country.
Answer the question. How is it disrespectful?
Wait, just a second. Just a second. I'm answering your question. You're next. But I'm going to finish with her,
thank
okay?
you.
Did I answer your question?
No, you didn't.
Okay, what part did you not get?
Okay, so you're talking about the flag in regards to your country.
about the anthem.
How is that? But how? What does it taking the knee represent? That's what I want to know.
Well, we don't know. Each
If you don't know, then you're ignorant. Then how do you not know what it represents? But it's disrespectful.
He's fully ignorant just because of one issue.
Here's what it
That's a broad. That's a broad brush. You're not fully ignorant.
I'm right here.
A hand doesn't
Well, you
work.
keep coming towards me.
That sounds kind of violent.
You take a step forward, then you come towards me. So don't stop that.
Carry on. What does taking the knee represent?
Okay.
Okay, so now when you just take a knee,
right? What does it represent?
You disrespect my country.
What does it represent?
Respect this.
Where do you want to go?
What
We're just moving up.
taking the knee
Disrespect.
Why? We don't need to.
Why is he taking the knee?
Okay, it's all right. It'll be okay.
Riddle me.
Because it's
We're fine.
It's American custom to stand for the anthem. That's
What
the
does
custom.
taking the knee represent?
Listen, under the First Amendment, there is the
standing
freedom of speech.
Sure.
We have the right of symbolic speech, which is covered under freedom of speech.
Okay, so can I respond to that?
Yes.
After you're done, let you finish.
Kneeling during the anthem is covered under symbolic speech.
Okay. Go ahead.
So my grandfather served, right? All my family served.
World War II, it sounds like.
Yeah, my grandfather passed away, right? And when he passed away, he was carried out of the house with the flag over him, as is tradition, right? And the U.S. flag code, it's against the.
He shouldn't be wearing it, right?
Yeah, he shouldn't be wearing it. And there's nothing in the code of conduct that says anything about kneeling. So I don't understand how he says.
Okay, and I wanted to respond to that for that gentleman right there. I wanted to respond to that really quick
because it makes me viscerally angry to see it.
Okay. Okay. Watch out. I'm gonna go this way then. We want to give people some room. Excuse me. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out.
What's going on?
All right. Fair enough. That guy was making a good point. I want to be able to finish it, but okay, that's fine. We have to have some space.
Yeah, we got space and we got those guys.
Okay. Okay.
Where's Gary?
Gary, let's hold on. There was that one guy who was talking about the flag. I wanted to respond to him, but he's gonna have to. We need like a little space. It was getting like really crowded.
It's too crowded.
So, and let's get some light. So.
That makes me really mad. Like, I paid for this.
Did I answer? Oh, yeah, did you? Yeah.
I did.
Well, I think that, see,
You were talking about taking a knee for the flag, right? And that is worth responding to. What I'm trying to say is, okay, he has a right to do it, but he's working for a private company, is he not? And they have standards. For a private firm, they have a right to allow for limitations. If you don't like those limitations, you don't have to work for them. That would be my statement.
I'm not arguing the case of
that part.
This gentleman
okay, that's fine.
Anyone takes a knee, they are disrespecting my country.
Yeah.
However, under the First Amendment, it is covered under symbolic speech.
Sure.
That is a constitutional right.
Sure, that's true.
As a matter of fact, wearing the flag draped around your neck is a symbol of disrespect to the American flag.
So, because it's not following flag code? So, for this guy, he is promoting his patriotism, people don't do it perfectly. I mean, I was talking about with Ben Shapiro talking about Arabs want to crap everywhere and blow up bombs. Was that a facetious statement? Yeah, it was. It would set people off, and I respect that. People are going to say incendiary remarks. I was talking about that earlier. You know, Obama talked about 57 states. Big mistake. There aren't 57. It was a mistake.
You did mention that earlier.
I did, but I'm just trying to build the case about with him with the fight. Okay, go. His turn. Let him go.
Okay,
Go.
as you said, he was expressing his patriotism.
Sure.
And since you brought up Colin Kaepernick,
I brought up the name. I didn't mention his name. I didn't mention
that
his
is
name.
also how Colin Kaepernick expresses his patriotism.
Okay.
However, that falls in line with the Constitution and the flag code. The way he's doing it does not fall in line with the flag.
I'm not aggressive.
Okay, so he's allowed to kneel even though the codes for the NFL require standing for the anthem.
We're not talking about the private business, the NFL. We're talking about respecting.
But if you want to talk about Copernic and his kneeling for the flag, it's right there.
You brought Colin Kaepernick before I did.
What is it? I didn't mention his name. I mentioned kneeling for the flag. Other people have done that, not just
the NFL kneeling during the
Sure.
NFL. Colin
I didn't mention that.
I mean,
it's not just him. There are others. So.
So what was your point in bringing up kneeling for the NFL and a private business?
What I was trying to explain is, if he wants to kneel, if he wants to be a private citizen or any institution, just as a consumer, for example, and he wants to kneel, he's allowed to do it.
Exactly.
I was at a city council meeting. I was at a city council meeting, and a guy did that. It's disrespectful. It's wrong. People are allowed to point that out.
It triggers people who are patriots.
But are we here to trigger
If it doesn't
people?
trigger you, it should.
Are we here to trigger?
I think people are already triggered.
Triggering people. That's why.
You bring up the triggering issue. People see that as an excuse to not let somebody even speak.
But can we get to the root of why he's kneeling? Because I think that's relevant.
Go ahead. Why is he kneeling?
No, I want to ask you guys because I asked it last time and it was just like. It's
Wow. Okay. I'd like to speak to that. From what I'm drawing
How can
from.
you disrespect something when there's no meaning to it? Because you're not giving me a meaning as to why he's kneeling.
Okay.
That's what I want to know.
So,
That's it.
do you? I'm just gonna ask this question. Do you have an idea as to why? You don't have to tell me, but do you feel he has a reason?
Of course, I go to UCLA.
He has a. Okay, that doesn't mean anything. Do you think he has a reason for doing it? Yes or no?
I'm sorry?
Do you think that Copernic has a reason for doing it? Yes or no? You don't have to tell me what it is.
I do.
Okay, fair enough. Now, why I'm thinking he's doing it, he's making the case because of police brutality, because of black lives being disproportionately killed, being disproportionately jailed. Okay, now...
Right.
And you know what? I haven't challenged that. I recognize that there is a large black population in prisons. I'm aware of that. I'm also aware that there's a large black population that's born in families that don't have fathers. That's a fact. And that's part of the reason why.
Okay, but where are we going with that?
Okay, absolutely. And this is something. God damn it! I'm trying to answer it. Shit.
Carry on.
See, this is funny. I'm getting interrupted more than Ben, I guess.
We're stopping. Go ahead.
Okay, there it is. So, I was talking about this earlier, how families are important. It's moms and dads that are making strong children to be strong men. Cory Booker, former Newark, New Jersey mayor, he's now a U.S. Senator. He said this on This Week. He said, it's easier to raise strong children than to heal broken men. And we see a lot of broken men in prisons, and a lot of them are black because of the families that are broken down. You're seeing the nuclear family destroyed.
But keep on talking to me.
Now,
why is it broken down?
It's broken down because you had LBJ and the Democratic Party targeting these urban communities, black communities, making them poor, breaking up the family. I'm telling you how I'm doing this because let me answer, okay? So this is why this is happening. You got welfareism that targets black families, teaches the black mothers they can have kids and they get welfare, but don't be married. And it keeps the father out of the home. I talked to a civil rights leader. I have to if I got to talk over. So Rob Owens, civil rights leader. I actually talked with the man. He was walking in the streets of the civil rights movement. That's exactly what he told me. You can find this research. Patrick Moynihan did the research on this in 1965. That's what's happening.
Okay.
And that's why you're seeing this. Now, police brutality, and I'm going to round this up because I want to make sure I don't miss that.
That's my granddaughter.
The real issue is, you want to know who is more likely killed? Go ahead.
Talk to me.
Good.
Good.
I'm glad that's your granddaughter.
Wait a minute. Okay.
I'm not sure why it's funny.
It's because
he's a granddaughter.
No, I know, but it's like, I have a white cousin, I have a white neighbor.
Sure, okay.
I get you, but are you down for the cause?
That's fine. I got you. Now, so you want to talk about the real issues with black deaths being... A lot of the reason why you're seeing black deaths is black on black. It's not the police doing it. It's black on black crime. That's what's causing a lot of these numbers to be decimated too.
We know this argument.
Okay, so I'm wrong. Tell me why I'm wrong.
Oh no, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong.
Okay.
Okay, basically, I'll address the black on black crime. And this is for anyone who would like to listen. I'll address the black on black crime.
He's not going to get to educate them.
On behalf of all black people, we have no problem with police officers. As a matter of fact, my grandfather
Do you speak for all black
was
people?
a police officer.
Do you speak for all black folks?
Do I speak for you? You right
okay.
All right, so
you've got a lot. I would say.
Over all 6 of us.
Okay, fair enough. All 6.
All 6 of us.
We do have to take care of that. That's important.
Only 4% of the population here at UCLA, and we have no problem with police officers. My grandfather was a police officer. Okay. Here's what we have a problem with: crime. We have a problem with crime.
Yes.
And yes, when African Americans kill other African Americans, guess what happens? They go to jail. However, we've seen a disproportionate number of African American men are getting killed by police, and more often than not, we see these police are not going to jail. So the problem we have is not with the police officers, but with criminals. And we believe that if you kill somebody and you commit a crime, you should be handled as such, a criminal. That is our problem.
So what's the nature of those police officers, some of these instances that have killed a black male? Are you talking about like the Michael Brown situation, for example? Is that one example that I can draw from? He committed a crime and he ran at the police officer. Read the grand jury reports. It was a justified murder. Killing, excuse me.
Black on black crime, because that's not relevant.
Yes, it is relevant. Oh, very relevant. So I'm going to disagree with you on that.
Also, in the black neighborhood, you have people that buy guns. Why do they buy guns? Because police don't want to go into that neighborhood and police it. So, what's the black person?
That's an issue too. That is an issue.
Black on black crime.
It should be 20%.
Here they come, just channeling all their hate.
Also, you addressed the destruction of the black family unit.
Right, bring it back
However,
to the roots
let's talk about that.
Let's bring it back to its root. At its root, the destruction of the black family unit. Have you ever read the Willie Lynch notes? There was a man by the name of Willie Lynch. Okay. Or you can come up here and say that yourself. Come on. The destruction of the black family unit can actually be traced back to slavery.
No, that's wrong. I'll respond to that in a sec.
Yeah, go around. Go around, you guys.
It's too late. I already did it.
Go around, you guys.
Was a criminal.
Yeah. We got him over here.
Innocent man.
No, he was. Are you talking about New York? The guy with the cigarette?
Michael Brown deserved to die.
Yes, he did.
Trayvon Martin deserved to die.
Yes.
Eric Garner did not.
No, I agree with you. I can't breathe. I agree with you. That was too much.
There are some instances
I agree.
where it's not justified.
I agree with you.
The left is at fault in the sense that they paint the situation with a really wide brush, and they say every incident of a black man dying is a police officer going beyond his boundaries. That they're wrong in that sense, and conservatives are wrong by saying that every police officer is the best man in the world.
And I agree with you. I've never said that. I was arrested for no goddamn reason in Huntington Park. I did nothing, and they cuffed me because someone lied and said I was out of order. I wasn't. I stood my ground on that shit. They didn't file any charges against me yet because the police know that I got them by the balls, essentially. They had no right shutting me up. There are people who were disruptive who were Hispanic, and they got away with it. I'm white. Huntington Park is 99% Hispanic, okay? And they've gone after me for speaking out against illegal immigration, which has nothing to do with skin color. I was arrested for no goddamn reason. I was at Berkeley. I got spit at. My stuff was stolen. I was pepper sprayed. Huh?
Antifa's crazy.
Yeah. So, but I'm going... I think that point about the family being broken down is key. We got to wake people up to that. Everybody, not just blacks, okay? Everybody.
It's more economically better not to be married, and that will doom you, a female, to poverty for the rest of her life. Ben Shapiro will tell you.
A single woman is going to be in poverty for the rest of her life?
If she doesn't marry.
But why? But why in America can a single woman not raise her children?
Most females who have children are choosing to opt out of marriage so that they can.
Wow. This is a lot more effective, I think.
My daughter
walked away from you before, now they walk to you.
What is it?
I said they walked away from you before, now they're walking towards you.
They don't like it when people are talking.
Hey, where's Marie?
Now,
I don't know. I told him about it. I don't know where he is.
There's been a change in the black culture from early years to now, in that it's more profitable not to get married. But it leads the females, you can check, down a
Let me know when you're done.
How's it more profitable to not get married? Yeah, let's jump into that, because we're black people, we've never heard of that.
Can I? Okay. Because you were talking about the slavery issue, so I want to speak to that.
Okay. And I also would like to address...
The slavery thing. I didn't want to miss that.
Also about police officers. Okay, so we'll go back to slavery, but also about police officers.
Okay.
I said we didn't have a problem with police.
Thanks for letting me know. I'm sorry if I generalized. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. Thanks for telling me. Thank your grandfather for a service. And I don't hate all police. I just don't like the ones who arrest me for no reason. Just like you hate the ones that kill unjustified.
Exactly.
I get that happened in South Carolina. It was terrible what happened.
But not just police. Any criminal that kills unjustified.
So you're saying that the crimes are not the punishment isn't commensurate. You kill a black man, it's not as you don't get as serious a penalty as killing a white man, for example. Or
okay, let's look at the overrepresentation in prisons.
20 years ago, 30 years ago.
Okay, go ahead.
So what are your reasons for the family being broken apart?
I said to it because women were subsidized to have kids without being married. I'm sorry.
Families in general.
Well, that's one of the reasons why is welfare. It's also hurt white families, Hispanic families too. It's welfareism. You induce. Let me finish. You induce mothers to have kids, and they get money from the government. If they get married, then they don't get the money anymore. So it's like somebody just pops out kids and gets money.
You get tax deductions.
You want to make it great again, correct?
Okay, that's a good thing, right?
No, what I'm saying is, I think it's more than that. Give me some other reason.
This is what he is saying.
Well, that's an emphatic reason why. And the other thing is gay marriage, the attack on fathers. Fatherhood is being undermined terribly. It's being dishonored. So a lot of men don't want to marry. The cost for a father or for a male to marry are so great. They lose the kids 9 times out of 10 in a divorce hearing, for example.
Due to increased materialism?
That too. I would say for a lot of people, they don't see an incentive to marriage. I think because
no one wants to share money, they want their own money.
I said what you just said wrong. So
there's some cases to that, but I think just seeing a general attack on family, treating men like they're stupid. We see this with sitcoms. We see this kind of like a cultural Marxist agenda, going after families, breaking it down. Yeah, cultural Marxist specifically.
What is cultural Marxism?
That's about undermining the key pillars of a Judeo-Christian culture in society, so that people would be forced to depend on the government more.
Ideal?
Say it again.
Is a Marxist ideal?
A Marxist ideal is that everybody is under the state, which imposes equality ultimately.
how much is welfare?
Yeah, it is.
It's a socialist ideal.
No, it's Marxist.
Generalized, okay?
You can look it up. Look at the manifesto.
Not generalized women, all right? Because women can become independent. Times have changed. You are what, from the 50s?
You're not listening. You're only
I know me.
It doesn't matter how old he is.
You hear yourself. Don't take nothing. Because you can't hear me.
Yes,
You keep talking.
no, yes, I'm going to keep talking. And you listen to me, all right?
So,
I'm trying to, but you're just talking.
All you're making is controversy.
Ready to move?
Okay,
Let's go.
we just need a little.
Yeah, let's go. Wait. And white supremacy
Just don't
right
touch me.
now.
Whoa.
And white supremacy right now.
You're the one attacking me. You want to talk about white supremacy? She's the one attacking me right here, Dad. Yes, she did.
I just want to tell all
You're the one going after me right here.
White supremacy.
This is what.
Right now.
What white?
And all this
Okay.
fucking racism. all
Okay,
right?
what
Because you
white
are not
supremacy?
here. Why are you here?
Okay.
Why are you here?
Can I answer? Can I answer?
Yes.
I am here fighting for free speech. I am here hearing free.
Me too.
Good. That's the first thing. The second thing is I've been hearing a lot of stuff that there's a lot of hate about Trump, and I want to challenge that. I want to fight against it, provide evidence. I want to hear why people think the way they do.
It's a shame we have such a president. It is such
Why?
a shame.
Why?
It's such a shame.
But why?
He has deported so many families, has separated so many families. Yeah, Obama has too.
That's true.
That's why you have freedom of speech and I have freedom of speech.
Okay.
I can say whatever I want to say. Okay?
No, I'm not telling
And I
you
just want
can't.
to
What
say-
I want to say though is we're a nation of laws, are we not?
Okay,
Aren't we
you're-
supposed to?
you're challenging
I let
that.
you speak. Now I want to respond to this. Every nation has borders, has immigration policy. In Mexico, it's even harsher.
But why here?
Let me finish.
Why are you
Okay, because
here?
then I did answer it. My God, I'll say it a third time, a fourth time, a fifth time. I am here for freedom of speech. I'm here to support the president. I'm here to hear your ideas. I'm here to understand where they're coming from. Okay, I've talked to her enough. She's not listening to me.
My question is what aspect of our troubles do you not understand in terms of how we feel?
Okay,
about the president?
troubles. She shared one. I wanted to respond to it, give you my point of view.
Because I'm just saying,
now
like,
you tell me.
Because like,
all right.
one of the key issues in Donald Trump being president is the fact that he's perpetuating discrimination, he's perpetuating racism that's been underlying.
Where's the proof of this? Where's the proof of this?
The proof is every living day.
Give me an example.
Okay. Michael Brown, Trayvon Martin.
Okay, hold on. Michael Brown happened before Trump.
But I'm just saying that I'm saying he's all the more perpetuating these instances.
No, he's
now,
not.
He's making people like the KKK proud to be open about it. Like, hey,
Okay, let's talk about.
I'm trying to take my country back.
Okay, I'm gonna let you finish and I'll respond.
Donald
Okay.
Trump's father was arrested with the KKK.
Okay, I want to start with this. Did you finish? Did I interrupt you?
Let me hear from you. Go ahead.
Okay, so for starters, Okay, for starters, KKK, you look in the histories on it, it's a Democratic, not a Republican thing.
Yeah, I'm not,
okay,
I'm not talking
you gotta let me respond. I let you talk.
You use the term.
So here's the thing, it's still Democratic. Like that David Duke creep was a Democrat. The only reason he became a Republican because he thought he had a chance at a U.S. Senate seat. He got shut down. Second thing, you're talking about Charlottesville. That's one event. Donald Trump didn't perpetuate that crap. The alt-right, they ain't right. They're left. You know why? Because they're obsessed with race. They're obsessed with identity politics. They want to push this pure race, which will never happen. And they want to use force and violence. And they don't believe in free speech either. They don't.
Okay, so
like that lady, Heather Heyer, who got killed. That was a terrible thing.
Okay, so my question is, when things like this do happen, in instances like do occur, like, how do you expect the president to be neutral in those instances and not actually outright?
Okay, he wasn't neutral. He repeated many times. Not true. There were a number of reports. He issued press releases condemning white supremacy, condemning racism. Yes, he did.
But he generalized it, but he never condemned the actual instance.
Yes, he did.
No. Not from the instance. After the fact that people.
So what? So if he did it an hour later, 2 hours later, a day later,
it took a whole country to say like, "Hey, you should have called us out," for him to say something about this. That's a problem.
How long did it take Barack Obama to speak out against Ferguson? I'm asking.
It was the next day. It was
okay. Well, so what's the problem?
I'm saying
in that sense.
I'm saying it wasn't a matter of people saying, for Obama's case, it wasn't a matter of people saying like, "Oh, you should."
And you notice how there wasn't an uproar at Obama, but why is there an uproar at Trump?
Because the aspect of the fact that he's perpetuating these instances.
How though? He's not.
Because are you going to tell me that like while Obama was in office, the KKK was able to walk out?
And let me talk about that really quick. Obama took pictures with Robert Byrd, who was a cyclops in the KKK. So did Hillary Clinton, by the way. Just want you to know. So that's something to be aware of. The history is a lot more complicated.
I understand the history is a lot more complicated than that, but I'm just saying, I'm asking the specific instances. Are you saying that like when Barack Obama and things occur like this in Charlottesville?
And here's the thing. What you saw under Obama, 8 years of racial unrest. It got worse under Obama. With Trump, you're seeing black youth, the unemployment rate has crashed from 50% to like 18. It's still too high. It's still too damn high. For example, so when you're telling me that there's racism being perpetuated, it isn't happening, not by the president. You're saying it from the media, perhaps, but not the president. You have black... Okay, so I'm sorry.
All I'm saying is that because he's so neutral about everything, he in himself is
that's not true, though. See, this is why I'm here. That's not true.
No, that's absolutely
No, it's not. You can go to media reports. We got a media that is so goddamn hostile to this president. It is insane. I talked about, it's like the third time I've talked about it. Obama could misspell Ohio. Obama could talk about 57 states. He gets a pass. But when Bush like mispronounces a word, they were all over it for 5 fucking days. You see this kind of a media bias all the time. Okay, that's an example. I'm talking about the New York Times. I'm talking about the LA Times. I'm talking
at the very least, I can hear you about saying the media, but I can understand the media is not necessarily bad towards the president. It's very polarizing. So
it's bad. It's bad.
No, you gotta understand.
It's not polarizing. It's bad.
On one end, you're gonna see
it's bad.
Donald Trump be the pariah, and the other ones
they go after Trump.
Is the greatest thing since
CNN, for example, they went nuts over Donald Trump dumping fish food. They made it seem like he made a mistake. No, he didn't. He was following the custom of the prime minister. For example, that's one thing. Then they go after the president on. That's the one that comes to mind right away. You see that absolutely.
Golden showers from BuzzFeed. That was fake news.
That was another one, for example. Or the idea that someone. I'm sorry, just off the top of my head. There's a lot going through my mind right now. But you have a media that is dedicated. Oh, then they did the handshake with Duterte. They said, "Oh, President Trump looks really bad in this photo." Who cares? Why are they going after him like that? He's greeting with other foreign leaders and shaking hands with them.
My name is Derry.
What's the problem? Go ahead. What's the question? Notice how I didn't mention Breitbart. I mentioned CNN. I mentioned other sources.
Wait, I have a question though. When you say that the president is a law and order president,
yes.
What laws does he follow? What laws does he follow?
Well, he's enforcing our laws, like our immigration laws, for example. We see police. A lot of police unions, they normally support Democrats. They all supported Trump. Why? Because he loved the police, loves the law and order, insists that our laws being enforced. It informs.
However, laws also have to do with conflicts of interest, right? How come he's getting paid and benefits from other countries and not keeping away?
What's an example of this? You're talking about like the emoluments clause or something?
Correct.
Well, first of all, using Mar-a-Lago, it's free. It doesn't cost the taxpayers because it's his property. So that's the first thing. The second thing is he's actually lost wealth. His wealth has actually plummeted by $600 million. He's getting becoming wealthy? No, it's not true.
What's the wall going to do?
And you can see that from general reports, not from Breitbart. But by the way, just because it's Breitbart doesn't mean it's a bad source. They just fact-checked, like the attack on Roy Moore, they just looked at a lot of inconsistencies already. It may be biased to the center-right, that's fine. What we need to start seeing is like MSNBC, they're clearly to the left, they own it. You got CNN that claims to be objective. Oh, hell no, they're not objective. They're total left-wing. They are absolutely anti-Trump. CNN, you had Chris Cuomo, he was saying things like, our rights don't come from God. Yeah, they do. That is our civic culture. Yes, they do.
We can agree to the media being biased.
Yeah.
That I can agree with you. All media at one point is not 100% objective.
Right.
But, you know, there's a lot of facts that we claim to be facts that once fact-checked, said by Donald Trump.
Okay.
He lies. He
like
lies
what?
every day.
Like what?
His crowd said at the inauguration,
what?
Very first day.
Not true. It was larger. You're looking at different times.
Oh my God, it was not large. It was not large. It was clearly
that's been another. I mean, that's another fake news right there. You had the crowds coming up at different times, then they're getting larger. Next.
What do you say to Ben Shapiro saying that the economic problems of the black community are because of black culture? Wouldn't you agree that anyone that's taking a comparative
Okay, you know what? That's a misstatement. I would say ghetto. You're right. I would say ghetto culture. That's a misspeaking. Yeah. And ghetto meaning that there isn't a strong family, a mom and a dad raising a kid. It affects everybody. So it's a misspeaking.
Taking a comparative politics course.
No, that too. Glorification of violence. I'm sorry.
True culture is selecting on the independent variable, and it's incorrect. That's a huge fallacy.
I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry.
I mean,
I have to turn around because I'm just making sure we're good. So, ghetto. This is like people are blowing up about Ben Shapiro maybe saying something a little inartful. That doesn't mean he shouldn't speak.
No, I mean, it's obviously false. Anyone that's taking the comparative policy.
How do you define black culture? I think that's the bigger issue, isn't it?
If you're defining black culture, you have to realize that white America created black culture. They created these ghettos.
But what is black culture to begin with, for starters?
I mean,
do you see my problem? There's Nigeria. Okay. Okay. We're getting a little pinched here, so give us some breath. Yo!
Hey Arthur, how you doing?
What's up?
Good,
okay.
Good. How we doing?
I'm going with you.
Alrighty.
Okay, we're just here to get some breath, that's all.
Yeah.
Hey, Baked.
Hey, what's up?
Hey!
Arthur's out here.
Nobody spit on me yet. Yeah. Nobody stole my hat yet. So, nobody pepper sprayed me yet. Nobody glitter bombed me yet.
I had to notice all these people saying fuck Ben Shapiro. You know, it seems a little anti-Semitic to me. You know that they don't want a Jewish conservative to have free speech on a college campus. Don't you find that a little?
I don't know why. That's very strange because that's something issue. Yeah. I've mentioned it over and over that Jews are the #1 targeted minority group, not Muslims. It's Jews. But why aren't we hearing about Jews being attacked? Jews in France are fleeing for their lives. Jews in Germany are now afraid again. Why aren't we hearing about that? You got to give us a little breath, okay? When we start getting pushed in, we got problems.
White people as well, and there's a war on men.
Like South Africa. In South Africa, I know all about that.
I'm gonna help you guys, okay?
Yeah. What's up?
Thanks,
Folks,
guys.
if you could just keep
That's the only problem. It starts getting like really pinched, and it's like it just isn't gonna work out.
I hear you.
What's up, KNX? Okay. So, you just got to give us some space. Okay?
Just stop everybody right there, okay?
That's the only problem. I want to be able to talk to you. I appreciate what you were telling me. The slavery thing, I wanted to respond to that really quick. It wasn't slavery. Families were more intact during and after slavery. The problem was with the 1960s. The black families were more intact than white families. I'm just responding to that. It's true. You can look at the response.
Wait.
They were.
Black families were more intact during slavery.
No, afterwards. I misspoke. Yes.
So, you mean like which
so, and I want to also say this too.
Jim Crow or sharecropping?
Yes. Sorry if that wasn't clear. I apologize.
So sharecropping era, Great Depression, and then Jim Crow.
So to make America great again, we should go back.
Yes, they were. You can look at the stats on this. You can look at Thomas Sowell. Look at his statistics and studies on this. He's a professor from Stanford. He's a fellow there. Thomas Sowell is his name. He's looked at civil rights from the civil affirmative action movement. He's looked at it from a negative and a positive perspective. You can look at the data he's generated. He's looked at different ethnic groups, different cultures as well. Yeah, I'm not pulling out on my ass. That's my point. Black families were more intact than white families, even during the Great Depression. The problem started with the civil rights, not the civil rights movement, but what happened with the Great Society. I'm sorry, LBJ's Great Society, welfareism.
World War II, Great Society.
Okay. Thanks for clarifying. No.
Okay,
but honestly, I will say about the slavery issue, black families did the best they could. It wasn't their fault. I remember. This was
not our fault. Slavery.
No. But the point I'm saying. Okay. Well, hold on. Here's something I want to respond to. When you say our, you've never been a slave, I hope, right?
I hope not.
I hope not. I'm asking. I don't know. Slavery is still going on in this world.
debatable right now.
Slavery is still going on in the world. Blacks were enslaving whites. Blacks have enslaved Arabs, and vice versa. In Africa, it's still going on to this day. So I'm not. Slavery is still a serious issue. I'm not diminishing. That's my point.
Do you believe in like the reality of a socioeconomic and institutional slavery? Do you believe in that reality?
Okay, explain that to me.
Okay, here's an example right here. De facto segregation. All right. So it was established that separate can never be equal. Separate cannot be equal. But by the time it was established, segregation was a legal part of American culture. Blacks lived with other blacks in societies. Whites lived with other whites.
There was a separation.
At the time the separation was lifted, whites sought to avoid the minority.
White flight?
Absolutely. Whites sought to avoid the minority. So because of that, whites did not go into black areas. They did not invest their money into black. I mean, there's a bunch of issues that can be traced directly back to slavery, and the destruction of the black family unit was one of them.
Okay. So
now, if
my challenge to that is so you've given me a lot of stuff. I want to be able to respond to it. So. The first thing I was trying to say about slavery is that the moms and dads, they stayed together as strong as they could until they were, till death or sell till you depart. I heard about that, so I don't want to diminish that at all. So that's the first thing. Now, when we're talking about white flight, now we're talking out of urban areas, correct? Mostly urban to suburban. Now remember, this great society was targeting these urban areas. A lot of blacks were there, so you've got black families targeted. The families are breaking down because moms can pop out kids, but they can't get married in order to keep the welfare coming in. They were targeted, guys. I'm not saying black people are terrible. Never. No. This is human nature. If they were targeting white families, same thing would happen. If they were targeting Hispanic families, the same thing would happen, okay? So that's the first thing. By the way, just an aside, Planned Murderhood, they were targeting black kids. You know it's true. You can look into this. What Margaret Sanger had to say about black people. Planned Murderhood, Parenthood for lack. That's what they call themselves. They were targeting black families. I've been to Willowbrook, so that's something else. I've been to Willowbrook. I've been to South LA. I've talked to black people walking around. They say they know all about this. More and more of them are learning about it. So I just wanted to say that. Now you're claiming that there's the segregation has occurred because of whites fleeing. So I want to respect that because then the question. So you got the breakdown in these urban areas. They have totally crapped out. What happened in Baltimore 2 years ago is a culmination of that. Keeping in mind. You had the entire city council was Democratic, majority black, the mayor was black, the chief of police was black. Okay, so to call it racism doesn't make sense. It's a breakdown in the culture. It isn't white people running away. Don't blame the white man for this. Black families moved out of Detroit too. It's about income and quality of life. That's true. In Detroit went to hell in a handbasket. It went bankrupt 4 years ago. Don't blame the white man for fleeing. Blame the cultural breakdown by a Democratic machine. It was Democrats. Republicans weren't to be seen. It was all Democrat. Running those areas with the Great Society, keeping families down, breaking them up, undermining the social cohesion, where you had frayed dogs, empty buildings, 71% of kids born to single mothers, and they just kept electing the malcontents. That's what happened. Don't blame the white man for that.
Okay, so if it's about income and quality of life.
Yes.
All right. Separate, as we already said, can't be equal. The blacks were already in a socioeconomically deprived state in the communities that they formed.
No, they weren't.
Well, in that case, separate would have been equal. We would have been able to
let me explain why. Okay. For example, in Oklahoma, there was an entire black community. All black.
Okay, yes.
Black Wall Street. They were better off than the whites. That's why they went after them.
What happened to Black Wall Street?
They were bombed and attacked from all angles. It was evil.
Who, though?
By whites, yes, absolutely. I do not diminish that.
Why, though?
Okay.
You got racism. I agree with you.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
But it's not the same thing as when you're talking about flight across from urban areas.
But also, let me
so are you suggesting, I gotta understand this, are you suggesting that white people connected in some ways and said, we can't stand these blacks, we're all leaving? Is that what you think happened?
I'm pretty sure after slavery, that's more or less been how Americans treated
I'm gonna have to say no. And this is why. Start with the political parties. Republicans were against, they were trying to enact anti-lynching laws, for example. There was a U.S. Senator, his name was Henry Cabot. Henry Cabot Lodge, Republican from Massachusetts. They desegregated the National Guard in the mid-60s. A black U.S. Senator named Edward Brooke, Republican, by the way, just want to let you know. So you had a lot of states that were moving towards integration. This was happening all over. Why you saw the black codes and the Jim Crow shit, that was government policy. That wasn't a cultural or a natural thing. If I'm a businessman...
And those were Democrats.
They were Democrats.
But you keep bringing up how Republicans are the good guys, but you seem to be forgetting the parties.
Republicans have issues too. I hate Jeff Flake.
The parties had a platform shift.
No, there wasn't. I'll speak to that.
And now Republicans
I'll speak to
were
that.
the
Just give me a sec.
progressives now Republicans are no longer the progressive.
Okay, can I speak?
Democrats
So I'm sorry for interrupting.
First, I have my question that I
Okay, go ahead. No,
the
talk to
burning question. So back to the welfare matter at hand.
Yeah.
Okay. Why do you believe that, seeing as how it would give an economic edge or an advantage to have children with no husband, why do you believe that blacks took advantage of it so much more than every other race?
They were targeted. They were targeted.
Okay.
They were
and
targeted.
how were blacks targeted? How did you think
it was LBJ's political plan. He said, I'll have those N-words vote Democrat the next 200 years. That was his plan. That's what's been happening. It was a political scheme. Look into it. LBJ, he didn't give a damn about black people. He was a total racist. You can look into this from his early days in Texas. This man was no egalitarian on civil rights. That's a lie. This man was looking for a political angle. And the fact is that before that, you had Republican presidents who were enacting no longer separate but equal, like the Little Rock incident in '54. It was Eisenhower who sent federal troops down and said, let those kids in, damn it. Just because they're black doesn't mean you can put them out. It was a Republican pushing that. It was a Democrat who stood at the doors and said, hell no, we're not letting them in here.
So you believe that the parties never switched political platforms?
And may I explain why? To demonstrate this. Because for me to say it out of nowhere is offensive. You're right. For me to So this is what happened. So for starters, you can let's look at the U.S. Senate, for example. So throughout let's take the Civil Rights Act of '65. It would have never passed without Republicans. Democrats filibustered it. Democrats voted against it. And not just from the South. From Wyoming, from Idaho, from Indiana. Democrats opposed this debt. So that's it. Now, I'm just giving an example. That's where the switch supposedly took place. Second thing, only one U.S. Senator switched over, and his name was Strom Thurmond. He was a political opportunist. That's it. Now, you want to talk about things switching over. In the 90s, you had a big switch over over economic issues and the advancement of the state into healthcare. 94 was a major wave election. That's why. It wasn't about race. So, yeah, go ahead. That's fine.
Hey, Gary's going a little.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Nice talking to you.
All love.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
There's no malice.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. That's okay. Wow.
Awesome guy. White people aren't a race. How can black people be racist? Tell me, how can black people be racist?
I gotta hear that.
But what's racism? Racism is not like other people.
Anybody can be racist. Absolutely.
That's racist to say, how can somebody be racist? Any race can be racist.
I mean,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
All right, look at this. We actually have some people on stuff.
It's dumb to argue that there's institutional racism against white people.
Why? You don't think that's true? Go to South Africa. Whites are being routinely discriminated against.
America.
In America? Okay, fair enough. That makes sense. But I mean, would you not agree? There have been college campuses that don't allow white kids to go into their dorms, for example. They've been shut out of that. There have been other arguments on some of.
Shut out of dorms.
They won't let them in because they're white. Yes, it's happening. It happened at Berkeley.
You mean like let them into the school?
Yeah, to let them go into the dimers.
I was thinking they were kicking them out of dorms.
But I'm just saying, inch by inch, that's what's happening.
In terms of Baki versus the UC system, affirmative action was definitely in the social right there. Just because some white kid had like a 4.0 GPA doesn't mean he gets to
But he
probably had a 4.0 GPA.
Yeah, I still believe in affirmative action.
One of the hardest schools to get into.
And don't forget about Asian students.
I came here and auditioned at Royce Hall for UCLA. I had a 3.9 full honors. I didn't get into UCLA. But I still got into a private school. And I went to a liberal arts school, and I came out liberal.
Hey,
and it wasn't.
What does this have anything to do with the effectiveness of affirmative action?
For you to be a white kid here with all of the wonders of the world while your parents pay your bills to say
Hold on, you think my parents are paying my bills?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
Because I'm white?
Okay, and by the way, the student loans you are taking on in this school will weigh on your life for the rest of your life. And I went into military contracting in order to pay off my bills. I made $135,000 in 1 year and paid off $70,000 in loans to go to Cal Lutheran. Okay, an expensive school, which I got a great music degree from. Okay, but when you come here,
that had nothing to do with it. You're on cloud nine.
No, but it's ridiculous that white kids are out here being anti-white and have white guilt and come here and speak against that when them themselves are here. And I'm not talking about people of color and here on affirmative action, getting loans, and here because of DACA and other things. I'm talking about this persona is always out there
hating on themselves and bringing that up the first thing. And that's what you're learning in the school.
Dude.
No, okay, no.
I love my
when you speak about it, you don't.
Recognizing that affirmative action is a benefit to minorities who are traditionally disadvantaged
people should be in the best schools.
And they are. Because I can't pay to come to school. I shouldn't be able to come here because I
think you should maintain a level for all people, no matter what race, color,
how do you account for the natural?
No, you don't. Not with affirmative action.
Yes, you do.
Okay. It's an economic question.
Okay.
All right, I'm a socialist, so I'm just going to...
You are, okay. We finally found one.
Okay, all right.
We've asked people.
Arthur, I got to make sure.
Okay. Let me just stand over here. The light's better here anyway.
As you were talking about how the welfare screwed over the
black families.
And I believe that. I believe that. Yeah.
Okay.
And so what I'm asking you is supposedly you're a capitalist, you're free market.
Yeah, free marketeer, baby.
Okay. So how is free market going to help African Americans, and not just African Americans, lower? I mean, 99% get richer, or not even get richer, just not be impoverished.
I'm sorry.
How is free market going to help people impoverished?
Okay. What we're talking about is the liberty of individuals to have capital, including their labor, to put it to work, to accrue wealth, and to be able to develop their capacities. That's what it's about.
Okay, but when the resources to do that are not on a level playing field, then what do you do?
Well, here's the thing. We have seen in this country immense transfer of going upwards. There is a lot of upward mobility in this country. There's only 3 things that hold people back. It's, be married before you have kids, get an education, having a skill set, and then getting a job. There's a lot. There is like one example. It's an example. Just hear me out.
Like no reason. Did someone hit someone?
So one of the examples is there was a guy. He started out homeless. He started a shelter. He got a job. He raises money, able to buy a car. You start accruing wealth. You find a job. You're able to pay. You save money. You use that money. There's a lot of opportunities to do that. Okay, come with me. Here we go. Okay, how about over here? Okay, this is good, right here. Oh, okay. Okay, we're good. Okay, so this is a system where people are allowed to make choices, to be able to pursue the interests they have, to use the skills that they have, to build on the skill sets they learned. There's a lot of opportunity. It doesn't have to be controlled from the top down in order to happen. Okay. Socialism wants to have a command and control economy. And here's something else. Inequity isn't a bad thing. It doesn't matter. The richest man in the world will become the 5th richest or the 10th richest. Donald Trump has lost a lot of wealth, actually, in the last year, for example. But the idea that there's going to be like a permanent underclass, that's created by government subsidy. That's created by welfareism. That's what you see in a lot of the urban areas.
I just think that for instance, because big business is really taking off in the United States, and corporations run everything, really. Or run a lot. So if I want to open a cell phone company, and I say I'm going to have cell phone service, okay? And I'm in business for 2 years, and bam, AT&T comes buys me out. You know?
Well, that's the reality of the free market is hostile to businesses. They have to work hard to provide a good service. That's just the nature of it. Even now, I will agree with you. When corporations rely on government subsidy or political connections, that's wrong, and that's a problem. I agree with you.
A lot of corporations.
So, it depends on the corporation, but it does happen. I agree with you. Like General Electric, for example, picks up the phone and says, "Hey, Geithner, I need a loan." That's wrong. General Electric should have gone bankrupt and liquidated their assets and got their act together. Right. We have laws, we have bankruptcy laws that assure this. That's their problem. I agree with Bush with the bailouts. I was opposed to that. I was outraged. That's why a lot of U.S. senators lost their jobs in 2010. Cronyism sucks. Bailouts suck. And I hope we're in agreement. That's why you had some Bernie people voting for Trump, because those issues resonate. Economic populism, for lack of a better word, it means that it's a free market with few rules, the enforcement of contract, ensuring that criminal laws are enforced. That's it.
What about for instance, when for Trump, for instance, I'm just using this example, giving you a mic, has stock in some weapons company. Okay?
Yes.
And then when he sends missiles to Syria using the weapons from that weapons company, his stock rises.
Wow, I'm just making sure we're safe.
Do you think that there are some businesses that should not be done for profit?
I'm going to have to disagree. Weapons? No, because we have to have weapons. We have to have weapons to protect ourselves. Someone has to make them, and that's a government responsibility. And for that to be sent out is acceptable. I don't want to see someone going into office just to get rich. That is wrong. For people to find ways to pocket at the expense of us is wrong. That's one of the reasons why we should have a limitation into how much the government is involved in anything. They have to be involved in the weapons business. They just do. And think about that. Trump actually negotiated the prices down for like the Boeing airplanes, for example. He's actually working for us.
No, I know, but for instance, the conflict, as far as the conflict of interest, like prisons is an easy one.
Oh, like the private prisons?
Privatize prisons. Okay. And then it becomes the prison system as a good Christian country that we should be.
We have too many people in prison, don't we?
Yeah, and we have too many people in prison also. And also the purpose of prison should be to rehabilitate people.
So that's an argument. They tried that in the 60s and 70s and they found it wasn't working. The problem, I think, was, I'm going to speak to this, there needs to be a Judeo-Christian ethic backing this. There has to be a religious sentiment. That's what is missing. You can't have a progressive, secular, virtuous society. It doesn't work. So I agree with you. I think that rehabilitating so that people are able to integrate is very important. Is that your age or your IQ, buddy? Wow. I know. This guy's crazy. So that's it. We're good.
A normal conversation here.
So now you're a socialist. What do you think of what's happening in Venezuela? That's a socialist country.
Oh yeah. This could be a long conversation.
Go ahead.
Okay. Venezuela. See, the problem with socialism in other countries is that anytime a socialist regime takes over, okay, instantly the whole world puts sanctions on it. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. Like Cuba. Cuba becomes socialist, and bam, all of a sudden everyone puts socialist.
Okay, my response to that. Yeah. Cuba was engaging in human rights violations. That's why there was an embargo.
But how come we don't put sanctions on Saudi Arabia?
You know what? That's a good point, and this is my answer. They're changing. Actually, there is pressure actually being employed. Did you know in Saudi Arabia right now, the royal...
Right now, maybe it's changing.
It's changing, finally. You're right. It needed to change. I agree with you.
But that's
Whoa! Jesus.
Who threw that? Who threw it?
It didn't throw, it fell.
You savages! Like that. Savages!
It wasn't thrown. It wasn't thrown. It wasn't thrown. It wasn't thrown.
I disagree. I don't think white supremacists.
They're like opposed to...
I don't think Ben Shapiro...
Holy crap. Anyway, so the argument that I've heard is it's the United States that's undermining the socialist country.
No. But what I'm saying is that maybe I'll give you that maybe a lot of the socialist countries have been ill-managed, all right? And definitely. And also, really, as a socialist that's read Marx, a lot of them aren't really socialism. They're, I mean, as the way that Marx maybe idealistically have put it, which is very hard to achieve.
I'm going to tell you it's impossible to achieve.
Well, as a Christian, I would like to think differently.
Okay. Well, let me explain to you why it's impossible. It's not even a moral argument, it's an economic one. Because central planning means figuring out the needs of a community ahead of time. And that's impossible to do. In healthcare, for example, it's impossible to determine how many people are going to have broken limbs, how many people are going to have diarrhea, how many people are going to have diabetes. These are factors that are impossible to predict.
I know that.
And that's why socialism ultimately fails. Because it's about trying to predict needs rather than having a free market and a price system.
I think that is a difficulty. I mean, it's very difficult. It's definitely much more difficult to run than capitalism.
Yeah.
But for instance,
give me a sec here. I wanted to see. Everybody, this is what we see here. We see a limited contingent of bigots who hate freedom of speech trying to silence us, and they're not succeeding. We have liberal and conservative and socialist even on our side against this bigotry. This is part of the reason I come. This kind of stuff has to be confronted. It has to be exposed. We've got to stop. This is insanity, dude. That there's even a contingent that wants to shut us down. They want to shut us down.
Are you a YouTuber?
Yes.
What's your channel?
Arthur's. It's Chris Schaper. Racist? Really? Racist. Did you hear this shit?
Where are the racists?
So anyway, exactly. Where are they? Go ahead.
So what I'm saying is that you won't be able to predict those needs, you know?
Right.
But let's say we spend $720 billion on defense, okay?
Right.
Let's just say we even need 500 billion for some awesome reason.
Right.
Okay? If we take 220 billion away, and put that more into healthcare, maybe it'll take some working out, but then you'll be able to cover people's needs probably more. And from there, what I'm saying is that it's never really been tried.
I'm going to disagree with you. They've tried it in Greece, in ancient Greece. We're seeing actually the full combination of it, where you run out of Margaret Thatcher. Socialism, you run out of other people's money. That is happening every time. Seeing a massive expansion of the state into every major industry. It happened it was pre-Thatcherite England. You saw massive intervention of the state into every major interest, from trash to coal, and it's still involved in the healthcare system, and it's terrible. You talk to Britons, you talk to Welsh. You
so
just say what
people that don't afford healthcare.
Okay, why are they not able to afford it?
Because they're impoverished.
Okay, why are the prices so high? They're so high because of government intervention, because of what we're seeing, because of the insurance system, which is corrupt. There's a cronyism there. Insurance, we should be able to buy insurance across state lines, for example. To become a doctor, there's a lot of hurdles, including bureaucratic ones. Why do I have to have a medical license to practice medicine in New York and then get another one for Utah? It makes no sense.
Right.
So that's a problem there.
You're telling me if they took away all things on all
a lot of these impediments and tort reform,
and then Allstate or not Allstate, but some insurance company is going to actually fairly compete with other insurance companies for the best price.
Yes, especially when you allow for more of them, like car insurance. There's lots of car insurance companies that have to compete for my dollar. They have to provide good service. They have to provide different plans.
But
why isn't that happening with
cheap car insurance?
Yes, there is. I have one myself, Geico, for example.
But how cheap compared to Allstate?
Cheaper. Yes, I've looked at the prices.
But cheaper.
That's fine.
But still, for instance, for people that Geico $300 or whatever.
Yeah.
What about people that can't afford that?
Well, because then they shouldn't have a car, for starters. They have to be able to. Now about healthcare.
Yeah.
Okay, with healthcare,
if it's
you can go back.
Healthcare.
Sure. You can go. There were Catholic and charity hospitals that were allowed to operate. They were shut down because of Obamacare. Government intervention shuts down these charity hospitals. We need to allow those to open. The Sisters of the Poor, for example, they've been hit with those Obamacare mandates. It's horrific. So it's a lot of this government intervention, which has made it harder for charities, for small businesses. That medical care is a business. It requires resources, and there's a limit to the number of doctors, hospitals, etc.
I just think that capitalism and that whole free market thing would work if people were moral, if people did the right thing. But the problematic thing about it is that a lot of the CEOs and the business owners are not trying to have a free market, are not trying to have that.
Now,
they're trying to buy people out and fix prices. And
you know what? I agree with you. Read Adam Smith. A free market is the best resource against that collusion of prices.
Right.
And it's not free because of the government creating rules, regulations, making nice connections when you've got a bunch of leaders who are able to push laws that benefit some companies at the expense of others. That is a problem.
Right.
So
you think that the Wealth of Nations, written in
76
could still apply to 2017?
Yes, because these are eternal principles at work. These are observable metrics at work, and they are still being confirmed. There's nothing wrong with economic science to research and to confirm or deny, and they still measure up.
It would take a good bit of time to go back in history to reverse the damage done. It would take some time to reverse the damage done.
Yes, it would. And that's another reason I love that we have Trump. This is a guy who is totally against the swamp. This is a guy who has lost money, $600 million of his own personal wealth since he's been in office. We need that. Too many people are getting rich being in government. Would you not agree? Big problem. Huge.
Getting rich, period.
No, that's wrong. Being rich is not a crime. There's nothing wrong with being wealthy. Are you joking? I hope you're joking.
No, I'm joking. As long as you make your money the right way.
Yeah, following the law, not ripping people off, not robbing. Absolutely. And the free market, which allows for criminal prosecution, enforcement of contract, and a stable money supply, a gold standard, that's a government policy. Having those in place ensures a free market. Yeah. What's your name?
Joseph.
Nice to meet you. Good.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Hey, we're gonna have a little security issue.
What's happening?
They got their biggest kids in the front, so they're gonna try to push forward. So we may want to move this parade a little bit down again. Disrupt them.
We need to be able to find somebody.
Lower ground right now. You guys are on lower ground, please.
You want to go back to the square?
Omar,
we need light.
We need to move.
Going downhill? It seems like these guys don't like the idea of people thinking.
Dean, let's go. Dean, move.
Okay. I'm behind you.
Move.
White supremacists, go away!
Is that you? Are you a white supremacist? I mean, what the hell is that? Racists go home.
Leftists go home.
Racists go home. What the hell is that? Is that all they got left? Racists go home?
All right, we can start again over here.
Okay.
Hey, get yourself right here, Arthur.
Okay.
Right here.
Arthur, have you seen that banner they're holding?
What?
It's the Socialist Students of UCLA.
Oh, let's take a look.
Protesting as the Socialist.
I got to see this. Someone stick with me. I want to go into the fray a little bit. Let me see the banner.
Tommy banner.
Okay, so you're my guy on this or what? Or I don't know. Okay, you stay with me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Someone's got to do it.
We're trying to give ourselves some there.
Okay. Who? Okay. Are you talking about yourself? Who? But who is the racist? Okay. Who? Really? Why? Okay. Hey, Popcorn Man, what's up? Okay, who's the racist? Who's the bigot? Who? You? Are you the bigot? Who? You get your cardio going here. They're not able to talk. I don't know what the hell is. Who's the bigot? Why? But why? Why?
Support a fascist.
Who?
Donald Trump.
He's a fascist. Why? Thank you. Why is he a fascist? I'm listening to you.
I'm in the middle.
Right behind Fleckus.
Why is he a fascist? Why is he a fascist? You were jumping up and down like a bunny and you can't tell me why. Do you think he's a fascist? Trump is a fascist, yes or no?
He perpetuates things that are of fascism.
Like what?
You look back at history. All right, first of all, like the idea of like having Muslims where the possibility of Muslims.
No, he didn't support that. No, that's a lie.
So you're saying he didn't support that?
No, not a registry. Never. What did happen? Let me explain. I am aware. He said, holy shit, we've got all this terrorism happening. Let's pause. Let's have a pause to figure out what the hell's going on. And it wasn't even a ban anymore. It's now a restriction. People can come from other countries. And it wasn't a Muslim ban. It wasn't a Muslim ban. Why? Because 83% of Muslim countries could still come into the country.
Over a billion Muslims live outside of the ban.
Wow. It's already built. Do you guys have walls? Do you have walls? Do you have a door on your home? Do you lock it?
I know you from Cudahy. He was
Hey, do you have a wall to your home? Do you have walls on your home? Do you have a door? You don't have walls. Do you have walls? Hey, what's up? I'm asking you. Do you have a wall to your home?
We have ladders.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so here's something. Okay, you have walls, right? And they have a door, of course. Every country has walls. Most of them do. Mexico has a wall. You know that, right? Colombia has a wall. You know that, right? Colombia has a wall with Venezuela because the socialist government's failing and people are trying to flee. Israel has 2 walls. Okay, the capitalists ruined it? Is that what you're saying? No. That's not true. Okay? Okay, you're not racist. I'm talking to you. I don't know what your race is. You're talking to me, and why am I racist? Why? You were willing to talk to me, dude. Ma'am. Who are the racists? Who are the racists? I don't get it. Who are the racists? Who are the racists? Who are the racists? Who are the racists? Who's racist? Who are the racists? What are you talking about? Are you the racist? No, of course not. I'm talking to you right now. I'm listening to you. Who are the racists? What are you talking about? We're racist. Okay, you're not racist. I'm not racist. I want to talk to you. You look different from me, so what? It's okay to be different. We can have differences of opinion, but you're saying I'm racist. Why? Okay, he's covering. I don't know why. I'm asking. You're saying I'm racist? Why? You said white supremacy. Why? I was listening to you.
I listened to you. You had a lot to say, and I agree with you. This guy. Fuck that guy. Really? I'm not available, guys. I don't abuse my flesh.
Their only argument is fuck you, is fuck you. And they go to one of the most brilliant schools in the country.
Okay. Why do you want to fuck me? It's weird, dude.
It must be because you're really hot. Yeah.
You like what I look like? Yeah. You like what I look like? I am pretty damn handsome, aren't I?
Yeah, you're pretty good looking.
You can't have this, though. Why? Why do I have to go home?
This is America.
This is my home. I live here. This is my country. I am home. How about you go home? No, I won't. Who's the racist? Aren't you the racist? You're the one who said about white supremacy right over there. How do you know I'm white? Who's the racist?
During the election, they're the ones protesting a conservative Jewish man.
They're conservative the Jewish guy.
Yeah, who's the
and then
racist?
they call you anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, who's the racist? Why?
Fuck these guys! Fuck these guys! Fuck these guys! Fuck these guys!
I got all these lovers.
You are cuts! You are cuts!
Fuck these guys!
Why? Why do you want to fuck me, though? But why? But why do you want to fuck me? I don't abuse my flesh with the same sex. You're the ones who live in your mother's basement. This way or that way? What am I doing? Are you sure? Wait. You sure? Why am I a racist? Why? I'm asking. But why am I racist? They don't want me here. Why? Then you guys are the racists, aren't you? Whoa! Contracted to do that. Yeah. I don't wear braces. I wear glasses. Let's move up, way up here. Fascism. This is fascism. They're trying to silence me. Let's go. This is fascism.
Arthur, keep walking. Arthur, let's get open here.
Is that your age or your IQ? Is it your IQ? Tell me. But you guys are being racist.
Arthur, right up here.
Okay, behind, under the light. Don't get in my way if you don't need to record. Where?
Right here. This is good. We'll have the corner. Right here.
Okay. Okay. So why am I racist? I just talked to an Asian guy, and I just talked to a Hispanic lady, but I'm racist. You guys are protesting a Jewish guy. Who's the racist? Really? Seriously? Seriously? Can't take what? I'm standing right here. You, why am I racist? No, you come over here. You're the big boy right here.
Fuck your walls! Fuck your walls!
You don't have a wall? I asked him. Let him go. Tony. 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 Tony.
Fuck these guys!
Fuck these guys.
Fuck these guys! Fuck these guys!
Can I let him come in? Just him. Just you. You. Come here. Just you.
I just can't let you go.
Oh, you don't want to talk now. All right. Come on, little fella. You guys, where's the courage here? Can you give me something besides a middle finger? Really?
Use your words.
Can you use your words? You're getting an expert education here. You think you can afford to use your words? Why? Why? Why am I disgraced? Is it because I'm white? Why? Because I'm white?
Yeah, they don't like white people.
You don't like white people? Is that the problem? You don't like white people? Is that the, what is it then? How am I disgraced? How am I disgraced? I'm funny? Does that make me a disgrace? Really?
No argument.
Really?
How many times have you been flipped off and cussed out tonight?
Probably about 30 or 40.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's a lot of 1-year-olds.
And we're just starting. Hey, thank you so much.
Hi.
Fuck your laws, fuck your order. We will take your guns and border. Yeah, that's
we're gonna kill you.
No, that's one of the things they said.
Oh wow, on the
said,
feed?
No. They were chanting, "Fuck your laws, fuck your border. We will take your guns and border."
But here's the problem. I asked them, do they have walls?
Wait,
do they have doors?
But isn't our border their border too? If they're Americans, the border's to protect all of
They should go to China and see what that government's like, where they just took 3 of their basketball players and have them under lock and key.
Listen, people.
What is it? Free Jello? What about it?
Can I say something?
He's in prison now.
Is he a rapper? Hey, when we're fighting,
that makes it worth your while?
We're fighting for everyone's rights. Everyone who is
I just talked to some socialists. I didn't shut them down. I listened to them. Why are you guys why were you trying to shut us down?
Yeah.
Do you have a problem with somebody who has a point of view that you don't agree with?
Yeah, they don't like that.
Why is that a problem?
They just scream racist at you.
Where's Tony? All right. Can we approach him?
Yeah, what most of these people
I just needed some air for a minute. Okay, let's go say hi. What is this? This looks like a wall. This looks like a wall. Do you guys have borders or something? Do you guys have walls on your home? Do you have doors? Do you lock your doors at night? Oh, there's the guy who hates Ben Shapiro. You still didn't tell me why. You still didn't tell me. That's not a reason. A middle finger? Really? I'm not racist. I don't wear braces. Why? Could I walk in the middle? Do you think you can handle that? Okay. Are you sure? Why am I racist? Why? I'm around people who don't look like me. This makes me racist? This makes me... Why does this make me racist? I just walked... I talked to the Asian guy. How am I racist? Why? Why am I racist? Why am I racist? Why am I racist?
Fuck these guys!
You're not pretty enough, but thank you for the invitation.
Fuck you!
Sorry, I have standards.
Fuck you! Get the fuck out of here!
Wow! Really? Let's take a look at it. Hey, what's up, Pee Wee Herman? Hey! Hey! How are you? How are you? It's like swimming with the sharks. Why? Is that your age or your IQ? Tell me. Is that your age? I guess it's your age. Go home, go home, go home, go home. Racist. Go home. Go home, go home, go home, go home. Racist. Go home. Hey, you don't want to. Why are you hiding? Why are you hiding? Are you ashamed of yourself?
No, I'm not ashamed of myself.
Then why are you hiding?
White motherfuckers that dox me.
like white people, right? You are ashamed of yourself.
Dox you? I don't know who you are, and I want to know. You're the one who wanted to fuck me.
You should have worn a mask then.
You're the one who wanted to... No, I will not. What's going to happen if I don't go home? What's going to happen? Are you going to blow up? Are you going to explode?
Racists go home!
Okay, racists go home! 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 No! Racists go home! Wow, you're violent.
Touch anyone.
You have a problem with...
Do not touch anyone.
Wow. You talk to your father like that?
Public campus.
You talk to your father like that? Who's the racist? You're the ones cursing at me. You're cursing at... Racists go home! Racists go home! Racists go home! Racists go... Wait, don't go! Why am I a white supremacist? Why am I a white supremacist? Why am I a white supremacist? Because I'm white?
Right now you're just an annoying old man.
Can you please stop? Why am I a white supremacist?
Hey, can you please?
Why am I a white supremacist? You're not. They're not yours. Why am I a white supremacist?
You're a sad old man.
Really? I'm actually pretty happy. So that's not it. How am I a white supremacist? How? How am I a white supremacist?
Racist.
Are you going home? Okay, I'm sick of it.
We're walking right into him.
Okay.
Racists go home!
Braces go. You're the ones going home. Okay. I'm like, what?
Why racist?
I don't wear braces.
Why racist? Why?
Racist? I'm not running races. I'm walking. I was talking to this guy. I listened to him. But why are you calling me racist? I don't wear braces. What's with the middle finger? Why?
I agree. Racist.
Is it the hat?
Who's the racist?
Really?
Is
this what you learned at UCLA?
I remember you from Cudahy.
Hi, Cudahy.
Hey, you're crossing from the city, right? Pro criminal right here.
Was he the guy who pepper sprayed kids?
On the other side with the brown supremacists.
Why do you have a problem with white people? Do you have a problem with white people? What's your name? What's your name, dude? My name's Arthur. What's your name? Come on, stop being afraid. Talk to me. Don't be afraid. Just talk to me. Why? Why? Because I'm white? Why? Because I have a hat on? What's the problem?
Do you go here?
Damn, dude, they're like fucking indoctrinated. What is the problem, dude?
Yes or no?
It wasn't even this bad a couple minutes ago, I'm telling you.
What's the problem? Why are you flipping me off?
For a second. Now I know why.
What's the okay? You're not flipping me off anymore. So what's the problem?
Oh my God!
You hate free speech or what? You hate Ben Shapiro? What?
That's all he's got right here.
Why? You hate Ben Shapiro? Why?
Wait, come back.
Fucking idiot.
Why is he an idiot?
Dude, all he says is fucking garbage.
Okay, name one thing that's garbage.
He says he doesn't like Trump. That's something you like.
It's okay. Yeah, Ben Shapiro hates Trump. Did you know that? Ben Shapiro doesn't like Trump. Right?
He doesn't like Trump. He was a never Trumper. That's not garbage to you.
Right?
You said everything.
So that's one example.
Don't ever speak in absolutes. And if your professors aren't teaching you that, maybe you're wasting your money.
Oh! Okay, what's your name? Are you gonna still... Is that your name, middle finger?
That's your name?
Is that it? Is this what you learned at UCLA? So what about that? Ben Shapiro hates Trump. What's the problem?
You gotta walk away after that. Walk away from this.
Okay, we tried.
Do you come to this institution? Do any of you come?
No, I'm not a student here.
We're undocumented.
But I pay it.
We're undocumented.
I'm not allowed to be here? Why?
I was. You came here?
Why am I not allowed to be here? Yeah, it's a public space, exactly. Even if you disagree with me, it's okay. I'm allowed to be here, ma'am. Yes, I do. I'm allowed to be here. It's a public university. I'm allowed to be here.
Schools, defund Berkeley, defund UCLA.
Education, okay.
Okay, I'm getting an education. I've learned some things from a lot of people here. I'm allowed to do that.
It's not your school.
It doesn't matter. I pay for this.
Neither is
it is a public place.
To come here.
Oh, no,
you are privileged to come here.
I am not privileged.
You are
Yes, you are.
to come here. You are at UCLA, one of the
How much more privilege does it
Exactly.
That guy thinks I'm a white supremacist, but he won't tell me why. Yo, why are you hiding? Why are you hiding? Stop hiding. We gotta get a chant. Show your face. 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 Thank you. Why am I white supremacist?
No, he's calling a Hispanic man a racist and white supremacist.
What?
You know, a white male. Look at his privilege.
What is this, like white privilege or something?
He's hiding behind his privilege.
Why are you hiding? Why are you hiding? Look at me. You called me a white supremacist. Why am I a white supremacist?
He can't keep his hands to himself.
Why am I a white supremacist, though? Why am I a white supremacist? You can't say stuff like that and get away with it. That's offensive. I didn't call you a racist. I didn't call you a racist. I've never called you that. I don't know anything about you aside from your points of view. You're calling me a white supremacist. Why? I have grandparents who fought against Nazis. Those were white supremacists. Left-wing bigots who were killing Jews, killing gypsies. So why am I a white supremacist?
Hey, why don't you back the fuck
No,
up?
I will not. I have a right to talk to him, and I have a right to confront him. Why am I a white supremacist?
Why are you guys all cocky?
Oh, you don't want to talk anymore, huh? Because you got called on it. You're not used to that, are you?
Oh, there we go.
Really? I gotta fuck off, but I'm the one who's been surrounded.
Call me a white supremacist.
But we can't let him get away with it. Fuck this guy. Fuck that guy. Fuck those guys. Fuck all the guys.
I've never seen this.
Why don't you want to fuck the girls, though? That's sexist.
Yeah. What's going on?
That's kind of sexist, isn't it? Hey, Popcorn Man, what do you think? He says they want to fuck you, too. Is it because they want your popcorn? That's why they want to fuck you, too.
The popcorn guy.
Oh, you're not the one? Oh, damn, okay. Damn, I'm sorry. You look like him, though.
Good.
Somebody called me. Okay, white supremacy is, look, if it's real, you got to know it's true. Yes, but this is left-wing crap. This isn't Republican crap. It ain't conservative crap. You had Republicans forming up to stop that shit. When you had black people being hung from trees or being chased by dogs, that was left-wing bullshit. That was not right-wing. It has never been. Alt-right is bullshit. It's a left-wing movement.
Republicans stopped slavery, right?
Yeah, they did. Hello, Abraham Lincoln. In fact, they got killed for it.
And the KKK was created by Democrats.
And it's still Democratic. The Grand Dragon of Anaheim, California is a Democrat. He voted for Hillary. He announced it. It's on record. I can show you the video. Yes, he did. Yeah. So when you play in the white supremacy card, it doesn't even make sense.
So you said that
because I'm talking to you. If I was white supremacy, would I even be talking about?
25 members.
Sorry.
There's only 25 members in KKK.
Oh yeah. What?
She's trying to tell us about the big switch.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. Tell me about
The
it.
realignment of the parties.
Okay.
So the Democrats that did create the KKK became the Republicans.
Okay.
Which you were supporting. The alt-right exists.
Nope. Can I speak to that? So here's the deal. Hold on. Let me finish. There there was no big switch. Republicans have been pushing civil rights. I was talking to this gentleman. I talked to him, so I'm talking to you. The reason I'm a little loud, I want to be heard, just as I heard you. So I'm going to tone it down. I was too loud. I'm sorry about that. So here's the deal. We're talking about the 50s and 60s. That's when the switch occurred, supposedly. Correct? That's the argument. Here's the answer. The Civil Rights Act of '65. Every Republican voted for it. This is when the switch supposedly happened. Democrats from Idaho, from Wyoming and Indiana, and not just in the South, voted against it. Democrats opposed the Civil Rights Act. You want to know who signed off on reparations for the Japanese? Republicans. It was Reagan and Bush. Democrats interned the Japanese. Republicans opposed it. You can look at Howard Taft. He was a U.S. Senator from Ohio. Okay, now big switch. So there was one U.S. Senator. His name was Strom Thurmond. He's the only one who switched over. There were a handful of House reps, and they got beat down in primaries because real Republicans who cared about blacks, who cared about civil rights, won. Why has the South changed? Because of economics. Black, white, everybody moved up. And Jim Crow was about keeping blacks down, and it was enacted by government codes. Businesses didn't want it, in fact. White business owners want to make money. They never supported that crap. It was the government doing this shit, starting with when Reconstruction ended until the Civil Rights Act passed of '65.
So
there was no switch.
So you're saying it was the government doing this quote-unquote shit, right?
Yeah.
So the government is...
Of Democrats.
Of Democrats. It did realign.
No, it didn't.
Okay.
Republicans took over and they ended all that crap.
Can you explain why?
Yeah.
You're going to explain why.
But go ahead.
So I think you're forgetting the AFL-CIO. They were...
Okay, the labor union.
Right.
Please, let's go some room. I'm going to step back. I'm stepping back for you.
Yeah, they were the labor union that tried to advocate for minority civil rights during the Truman era. And this was specifically made so that it can target the racists in the South who were Democrats at the time. When this happened, he completely drew a line in the sand, and the Democratic racists in the South later switched over to the Republican Party.
There are no examples of this because Democrats who were voting for because Democrats who voted for these racist policies continued getting elected as Democrats. Then a new crop of elected officials starting in '94, because we're talking 20 years afterwards. Why? Because of economic development. No, it isn't. No. And about the union thing, let me finish. Almost every state in the South, every state is right to work. And blacks prosper, Hispanics prosper, everybody prospers.
At different rates, though, because of social barriers that have been created.
So are you trying to say that Republicans care about
yeah, I'm talking to you right now. Yes.
So do you think that Black Lives Matter?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so...
can I speak to that? I'll give you an example.
Give me an example.
Okay, I had to rent a car, and there was this lady, her name was Cherie. Okay, her son was Corey Daly. He was killed in Harbor City, gunned down by a gangbanger. She told me about it. I had my Trump hat. I had my flag on, so she was willing to talk to me. She wasn't afraid to talk to me. She didn't see me as a racist or bigot. I listened to her, okay? There's other stories. I've heard about this. I listened to Terry Anderson, man. He was a Republican. He was a South Central LA radio guy, black. And he always started his show, if you ain't mad, you ain't paying attention. He talked about blacks being firebombed in Boyle Heights, firebombed in Harbor City. Black lives were being targeted and murdered, not by the police, okay? This was by gangs. Now, I have recognized there's been police brutality, but most of the black crime, I've talked about it before, is black on black.
That's your only argument.
And if there's anybody who should be worried about a police officer killing me, it's a white man. Look at the statistics.
But I feel like that as law enforcement, that we should feel that we can be protected by the people that are supposed to protect us.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And so
it isn't always happening.
Is getting shot down by police for doing nothing, but another kid of maybe a Caucasian background wouldn't be shot.
That's not true. I just gave you the statistic. That's not true. It's more, actually, now. It's more, but the media doesn't talk about it.
Okay.
Just like let me finish this. The media didn't talk about those fire bombings in Harbor City or in Torrance. I'm from Torrance. I didn't know there was a fire bombing in my city of black families. That's terrible. It's, again, the media. We talked about that earlier. Go, I'm sorry. Now, I'm good.
If we're talking about police brutality, we got to talk about anyone who's being affected unfairly by police. I don't care what race.
You are totally right.
If someone's being affected unfairly by police, it is wrong. It is 100%.
So, but I told you that there was no big switch. Republicans have been civil rights. I'm just telling you.
To get together and agree on that, like we're about to do right now. But that's what we really should be doing.
All over the country. Let me tell you guys something. Let me tell you something. We've been all over the country. When we were
but the movement doesn't care about black lives. It doesn't. No, it doesn't. I'll explain in a minute. Go ahead.
Racism. Okay, so you address police brutality against...
Yeah.
Okay, Black Lives Matter. Okay, I'm going to try to wait because I want to be heard.
And Black Lives Matter do too.
Yes, they do. But let me explain. Black Lives Matter, the movement, Okay, who are the ones who were burning down businesses in Ferguson? These were the black rioters. Black businesses were burned down. How does that show that Black Lives Matter?
I was there. I was an oath keeper there. That was happening.
Okay, am I wrong?
I was there.
If I'm wrong, listen.
Eyewitness accounts
with the entire movement. If you go on the website of the movement does not stand for the violence.
Members,
but that's what ended up happening.
When Obama
when they're saying
there was no one burning down buildings or rioting or anything, nothing happened because we support the president of the United States, no matter who he is. That's why. No, it's your president too.
Oh my God!
It's your president.
Nobody. See, I'm trying to hear you, and then this shit. Go away!
Okay, I was.
Go ahead. Tell her to shut up. I'm trying to hear you.
Right when we're having a good conversation,
they want to interrupt it.
People do.
I'll do it anyway. So Black Lives Matter as a movement, they're pushing.
Right now.
You got to listen to her because I was on here too. Okay.
You are
The biggest cuck in. The biggest cuck in
I got your back.
Be fucking dealt with.
Ultimate cuck right here.
You're fucking fucking you go up and just fucking
watch out. Wow.
Because he's a fucking communist. He's a rich communist. Communism has killed over 110 million people in the 20th century alone. You fucking idiots. Communism has killed
Communism killed more people than any other ideology.
Let's count them. You don't know shit about communism.
Communism kills. It's killed far more than any other in the world. Communism has killed more people. Oh, really?
What does that mean?
What does the fist of mean?
You're getting fucking indoctrinated by
Trump all the way. Trump. 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 USA! 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 Okay. USA! Got it. USA! 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 In the name of humanity. In the name of all that's holy.
Sorry. She gets $4,500 a month. I have my guys inside Refuse Fascism that have sent me paycheck stubs. We're putting together a documentary against Refuse Fascism.
They're all a bunch of paid protesters.
She gets paid almost $5,000 a month.
What's her name?
I'm not going to dox her yet because it's coming out in a couple weeks.
Have a conversation.
Thank you. We're back.
Oh my God.
Thank God.
Yeah,
okay, we're good? We're good. Thank you.
Okay.
I know. I hate it when they interrupt.
Same thing. So we were talking about Black Lives Matter. Let me write that down. Black Lives Matter and police brutality.
Yeah.
And, you mentioned how someone mentioned how more whites are brutalized than black.
Killed by police. Just that.
Okay.
Just killed by police. More whites are killed by police than blacks.
Okay.
Yeah. Look it up.
Okay.
Don't take my word for it.
No. I looked it up. Yes, and I do agree. I believe for 2015, actually 42 more white people were killed than black people.
Right.
However, when when blacks are only 12% of the nation, and whites account for over 40. That's more than double the amount of blacks proportionately being killed. That's why it's called disproportionate.
But I'm talking about who's doing the killing. We were talking about police killing. There are more whites killed. That's all I said. More whites are killed by police than blacks, period.
Okay, but
so I don't know why the proportion matters.
It's not valid. If whites are 4 times the amount of the population in the country, obviously it would have such a smaller effect.
No, that's not it at all.
You will encounter more whites walking down the street here up north anywhere.
So why am I wrong?
Yes, percentage-wise,
do you not understand the definition of proportionality?
Well, I get that, but I'm talking about individual lives, each life being killed. Because that's how murder is identified.
Okay. Tell me why Latinos and African Americans are arrested and jailed at 3 times the rate as white people, even though white people consume and sell drugs at the exact same rate and even more in certain college campuses than Latinos and African Americans. How does that make sense? Is that very proportionate?
Yeah, so the first thing the first thing I have to say is, just like you looked up the data on what I told you, I'm going to look up the data on what you told me. Now I'm going to take it as gospel truth, what you're telling me. Remember what I said, that black families were targeted with the welfareism. It's the same thing as having Hispanic families. We're seeing this as an urban rot where this is predominantly happening. That's why.
So you wouldn't blame that on the failed trickle-down economics and the zoning rights and all that ruined urban cities? You wouldn't blame it on that?
What ruined urban cities? What ruined urban cities?
Trickle-down economics, the lack of social programs. No? Tell me why not.
I am telling you, when you have families being decimated and split up because of welfareism, telling the mom to have this is the same thing.
But do you understand that these families are being broken up and disproportionately because of the system?
No, I'm telling you, no. There is no system that's keeping you down.
Yes, there is.
Tell me about it.
Okay, why is it that African American men are only less than 12% of the nation, but over 60% of prisons?
I'm telling you, it's the same thing. It's a breakdown of the family.
And for all those who are willing to listen, and all those who are like even more so like have a sense of like why they're here, a sense of purpose. Understand, the more that we yell at them, the more that we just give them the stage to say what they want to say, the less of a difference they're going to make. The whole purpose of this is solidarity, understanding of where we come from, who we are, and where our place is in society.
And that's
There's
true.
A lot of issues.
You're allowed to leave.
Rome is not going to be built in a single day.
No, it won't.
But the purpose of all this, understand that we're in this together. The more we yell at them, the more we give them a platform, the less of it.
I don't have a platform. You guys have had the platform.
Not just for the next
I was listening to you.
They got their platform now.
And they have a platform.
Be together in solidarity. Be together as you go to Jan's Steps. Just go to Jan's Steps and be together.
You can't stand and have a coffee argument. Aren't you the?
I'm allowed to do that, and you were. I'm going to move so we can have some space. I don't have a ticket. I'm not going.
Are we allowed close?
Yeah, let's walk. We did though, and I appreciate it. I wanted to hear about that. So, are you saying that there is systemic racism that's keeping people down? Is that what you're suggesting?
Yes.
My answer. Let's go towards the ship. Okay, I have to go this way. Okay, it's up to you. I would come with me. Where are you?
Let's go.
It's up to you. Where to? Okay, I'm with.
The people united
will never be divided.
The people
united will never be divided.
The people united will never be divided. The people
united
will never be divided. Okay, hold on.
White people who do mass shootings are not
trying to get some breathing room. I wanted to speak out against that systemic stuff because it's not true.
Antonio is back, guys.
Wow.
Yeah, doing the security work for our and everybody. We got everybody. We got from UPNF from us.
We got the police here.
Trying to be more of a security force.
What time is it?
Really organized thing, I mean.
Yeah, we got Dean. We got.
Where are we going?
You want to go up on the steps up there?
Okay, let's go there. Yeah, there's wherever there's good light.
Hold on.
Yes.
Hey, right here against the wall.
Look at somebody knock down Ben Shapiro's stuff. There is no systemic racism. There is no systemic racism. Get a job, get an education, get married before you have kids. There is no systemic racism. I hear that so many times. It's bullshit.
I know. Exactly.
Hi. Why did you say I was racist? Why? Oh, suddenly he doesn't want to talk anymore.
Stop being racist. You should love everyone.
Yeah, don't be racist. Just because I'm not Asian doesn't mean you can hate.
You should love everybody.
She's okay. There is no systemic racism. I don't know why people... Is there? Why am I wrong?
Wait, can you repeat your point again? I can't hear what you
People keep saying there's systemic racism that keeps blacks and Hispanics down. It's a lie. There is no such thing. It's about personal choices. Even if the government is lined up against you, it doesn't stop. Booker T. Washington is one of many examples. This was after when Jim Crow was starting and after Civil War, and Booker T. Washington, in spite of all the segregation he faced, the Jim Crow crap he faced, he was able to become a successful businessman, a successful entrepreneur. He was advising presidents. And they've studied this all over the country. Systemic racism, if it's the government, can't keep people down. What has kept people down has been not getting a good education. We see that's targeting black communities where they're not allowed to choose a good school. Now there you see, that's why you have that's why you have segregation. That's why you see minorities, black and Hispanic, struggling and not able to get out of the cycle of poverty. That's part of it. The other part of it, families being decimated. The other part of it, there are no good jobs. They're all pushed out by these terrible policies.
Not married.
That's a big part. There is no systemic racism. That's the biggest lie. And that's one of the reasons I come here. That's why I come to these colleges, because they're being taught this, and it's just not true. People are not victims. They don't have to be a victim of the system.
Where Bake's at. It's anti-Shapiro. Hey, a lot of libertarians would agree with that.
With what? With
taxation is theft.
Yeah, taxation is theft.
However, I stress the fact
that... get in on that?
Yeah.
But I stress the fact that in conversations, we need to be able to hear each other and recognize
he's the white supremacist.
faults in our own opinion. And I will say that there are times that people are wrong.
Hey, we agree with you. That'd be great.
In conversation, there needs to be
a lot of libertarians agree with that.
Kind of flexibility to be able to actually not be hear each other.
I absolutely agree. I think shouting with megaphones and just screaming racist at each other.
I mean, when we were having a good conversation and they start shouting at us,
accomplishing anything. At the end of the day, we're not white supremacists. We're not racist. We hang out with people of all races.
We're talking to people who don't look like us.
We love America, and we want to make this country better. We might disagree on how to get there, but these are just things like we have to talk. If we don't talk, we're going to have a civil war.
Yeah.
Straight up. So we got to talk.
Yeah.
So you believe that every individual, regardless of race, regardless of gender, regardless of religious background, political background, deserves an equal chance at opportunity in America? Do you believe that?
If they're American citizens, yeah. Absolutely.
Otherwise,
they gotta be citizens.
How did LeBron become a millionaire?
Not illegals.
Not illegals, though. We have to control our borders.
You are a legal American citizen, yes.
Yeah.
But are they not people as well? Like, aren't we all human?
They're people, but they don't have all the same rights as a citizen has. Just like if you were to fly over to China, you would not, and just be like, yo, I'm in China now. Like, you wouldn't have rights over there.
How about those three basketball players?
You wouldn't be able to vote. You wouldn't be able to do certain things because you're not a Chinese
Go to the
citizen.
Middle East, please.
So you have to be a legal citizen in order to have all your rights.
But you also have to keep in mind the different, that people are sometimes born into a low-income home, and other people are born into...
They're born there, but they don't have to stay there.
No, but there are a lot more obstacles to getting to the top.
Really, tell me, what are... Hold on, I want to hear.
Wait,
what are they?
You said they're born there, but they don't have to stay there, correct?
Exactly.
So when to try and gain opportunity, they come to America in the hopes that they can better their status.
But I want to go to what are the obstacles that prevent people? I want to hear what are the obstacles that you're thinking of?
All right, well, a lot of examples that I see on, just like on social media, whenever I talk to people, is that white people sometimes feel oppressed because they're born in low income, sometimes they don't have a father, and they don't get to go to college because they're poor. And that's how they kind of consider themselves to be, like, that's what makes them say that white privilege isn't real, right?
Okay, but let's go to the basics. What are the barriers that prevent someone in a low-income family from getting a better life? What are they?
Poverty.
Right.
Okay,
but we also have to look at the history of redlining that has happened throughout America.
That redlining has been dismissed. It was struck down as illegal. That's gone. But hold on, because this is so crucial. What are the barriers that are keeping people who are at a lower income from getting a higher one? In this country, if there's any barriers at all, it's government policy, not allowing kids to choose a good school to go to. Or when you have regulations that are pushing down businesses so they can't thrive.
or when you are subsidizing mothers to have children outside of a marriage. The breakdown of family is what creates these problems. There are only 3 things that you have to do in this country and you succeed, which is, get married before you have kids, have a job, and get an education, just a high school education even. And we're saying that, and even if you're not able to get it in a high school, there are people who are able to get educated through other means and ways. There is nothing in this country that will keep you down. This has been studied. Look at Thomas Sowell's studies. They look at different countries where there's affirmative action for some groups at the expense of others. Malaysia, for example, they benefit Malaysians, but they discriminate against Chinese. But Chinese residents are still able to thrive in spite of not just poverty, but even persecution. There is no metric outside of you that will stop you from succeeding, even in the face of Jim Crow or in the face of those things. In Oklahoma, for example, there was a strong Black Wall Street. That's what they called it. I've studied that. Those things were able to thrive in spite of elements of the outside, choices.
To the ground.
And I heard about that. Yes, I know, but that didn't stop those families from being able to regroup, and they were punished. Those things do have to be taken care of.
They're outliers. They're outliers.
I disagree with you. There are plenty of stories. You guys are, I'm seeing you as minorities, you're already succeeding. You're already thriving right now. You're here at this school.
We're outliers.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Not at all.
Let's get specific.
Go ahead. Hold on. Let him finish.
We're talking about UCLA, correct? So, of UCLA students, black people make up less than 5% of the demographics.
Okay.
Of that, it should be 20%.
He's agreeing with you that it's too small.
Okay. I was kind of confused. Anywho.
Okay.
So, of that 5%, it's less than 1% that are not. Less than 1% that are non-athletic males. Like people, black men that are not athletes.
Okay, I get you.
Exactly. So my question is, our people are not dumb.
No,
black men are not dumb. So why is it that 0.8% of us are at UCLA when there's like at least 30% white people? There's at least like what is the difference? Why are we?
It has to do with cultural norms, and I'm not talking black culture or white culture. No. Hear me out. Well, again, what I'm talking about is. I've gone over this. Patrick Moynihan talked about this, the attack of the demise of the black family. This came with government intervention, welfareism, not allowing the kids to go to good schools, black families to go to good schools. Black families, black communities are told not to cooperate with the police, which allows crime to skyrocket. This is what happened in Baltimore. Baltimore, Maryland had an all-Democrat, majority black city council with a black mayor and a black chief of police. 3 of the black police officers were attacked or were accused of crimes against some of the blacks. What was his name? Freddie Gray? Or the guy who was killed in custody. These are cultural issues because of the 3 things I said. Undermining the family. You have
Hey, real quick,
and it isn't a black culture. Don't call it that, because it's the government interventionism. It was the Great Society. It was a great scam.
And it's our pop culture too. Our pop culture pushes on our.
You guys also got to look at that based on.
So that's why.
There's 21%.
And they targeted black families. They did, and that's why. Hold on, one thing at a time. Okay. LBJ and his Great Society. It was a great scam. He knew he couldn't hold back the civil rights movement. Republicans all voted for it in the mid-60s. Democrats voted against it. LBJ killed the Civil Rights Act in the mid-50s because he didn't want Republicans being able to achieve their goal. So, let me finish this, and then I'll let you go. Thank you so much. So, Republicans were advancing the civil rights fight. So, Democrats are thinking, I can't stop them from voting because the civil rights movement has been successful in allowing blacks to reclaim their franchise, which they were promised in the 13th and 14th and 15th Amendments. So, this is what we'll do. We'll make them dependent, we'll make them government subsidized, and we'll keep them down. And that's what's been happening, man. They were targeting black families. And you see this with illegal immigration, where they're allowing illegals to take over communities, firebombing families. This is what's been going on. You have a good point that you're bringing up. That's why it's happening. And that's part of the reason I'm here, to expose that shit. That's what happened.
Really fast.
Thank you for waiting.
Just a question. Do you think that whites are dumber than Asians?
Institution still holds them back.
Well, Asians are doing better than whites in every single category. How come no one says Asian privilege? Well, because Asians are a minority, right? So they can't have any kind of privilege. But in actuality, that's not true. And another thing, as someone who's a Latina, and I have family who came here legally and illegally, let me tell you that illegal immigration affects the black communities the most. Because, hello, you apply to McDonald's, don't speak Spanish? Sorry, you can't get a job.
Yeah,
Most black
it's
Americans
people.
Don't speak Spanish.
This lady is smart.
They're getting you. They're shutting out black communities all the time. Terry Anderson, look him up on YouTube. Listen to his radio programs. He spoke twice before Congress. Black families were considerably targeted, not just by the government, by the Democratic Party, but by pro-illegal. They would allow them to take over communities. Did you hear about the fire bombings in Boyle Heights? LA Times suddenly starts writing about it, like 40 years later. That was a black community. And then all these fire bombings started happening. There was a black family from the South. They moved to East LA, and then they couldn't last one day. Terry Anderson, look him up. You'll find him on YouTube. He spoke about these issues. What you're talking about, that's part of why.
So, number one, I want to get this clear. We're not going to pit minorities against each other because we all stand in solidarity against each other or with each other.
Okay.
So, whether
you all do just by race, just no matter what people think, even the murderers, minority murderers.
I will stand with my Latina and Latino brothers and sisters.
Okay.
Even if the felons are murderers.
But illegal immigration has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with race.
I'm standing for.
Okay.
So you're why are you allowed to be so focused on race? But if a white person wants to be focused on race, then they're white supremacists and
focus on race in what way?
I'm
focused on the uplifting.
100,000 people. Sure. I agree with you. And why it happened is they were targeted.
Because I'm not subjugated.
Black families were targeted. That's why it becomes an issue.
Sorry, say that again, please.
The government with LBJ's Great Society, which was a great scam. I'll keep saying that because look it up for yourself. These were LBJ's own words. We'll have those N-words voting Democrat. The plan was to make them dependent.
Trying to blame blacks against Latinos.
We didn't create the division. Government did. Government did. The Democratic Party did.
Yeah, I love my family, but I'm sorry.
We got to tell the real truth. LBJ was the most evil president. Worse than Bush. Worse than Carter. It was LBJ who picked people apart from each other.
They shouldn't obey the laws.
So how is it selfish?
My family that came here illegally.
How is it selfish? What are they?
Because I'm not saying they were wrong. I'm just saying that they thought of their.
And not only that, you know, it costs $7,000 to $8,000 to come into the country illegally. So therefore, you can pay that money to come in through the legal process, come the right way. But they pay $7,000 to $8,000 to not through the border, and that's wrong. Not only that, we're stealing from families here, but in our own country. I'm Hispanic, man. We're stealing from legal Hispanics, legal Americans. We're stealing from everybody.
What do you feel about
what?
Making up lies about me. She says I pepper sprayed myself in the face. That was Antifa.
I saw that in Charlottesville.
That inhibit people coming here legally, like the immigration ban, even going through the system, it takes an incredible amount of time.
Yeah,
people don't necessarily have. So
I mean, it took my family 10 years.
Exactly right.
Completely, like my grandpa and grandma were apart from each other for 6 years.
Right.
And then including my other relatives. My mom had 13 brothers and sisters. Big family.
What's happening in our backyard is not a fair argument.
Why are you protesting, Rich? Why are you protesting this instead of protesting what's happening in other countries then? If you guys
why do you hate? Why do you not like them?
No, because you guys only care about white privilege and white male, this, that, and the other thing. That's all you guys come here and argue about. That there's this systematic racism.
And there isn't.
You guys
there isn't.
Not.
But the thing is that you can't sit here and project all these things onto us. We're here to have a discussion.
Not at all. I want to hear from you.
But you're here telling me how I'm thinking, telling me what I'm spending my time not doing and doing. I can be here and protest what's going on campus just like I can protest what's happening in other
Sure you can. I haven't said no.
In my home country, and that's what we do.
Okay, that's fine. Your home country? You mean you're not from here? Or,
My parents are from Ethiopia.
Oh, okay, got it. So you're here because you just wanted to see what people were talking about, or?
I go to school here.
No, that's fine. No, I mean here right now. I mean here at this time.
We go to school here.
No, I didn't challenge that. What I'm saying is here today, just at this moment.
Why I'm here right now.
Yeah, there it is. Here. Okay, that's fine. So you saw we were talking and we were discussing issues, and part of the reason I'm here, the stuff that I'm hearing, and we're still seeing it's still kind of widespread, sadly, is I hear people against free speech, against the free exchange of ideas, not allowing people to protest. We had people attacking some members even here today. That's a problem. On colleges, I'm hearing a lot of wrong things about Trump, wrong things about free speech, wrong things about what this country's about. I want to hear what people are thinking, challenge what they're thinking, ask why they're thinking those things.
I appreciate your approach versus some other people who are on your side who are coming at it more more aggressive.
Yeah.
That was more of my.
If I do get aggressive, it's just I'm trying to be heard or I'm trying to hear you. That's what it really comes down to. So I go back to my fundamentals. So you go here. You were born here. Your parents were born in Ethiopia. Okay. So what do you think? Are you relatives or friends? Friends, fine. Do you love Trump? You hate Trump? Why?
I don't support what he stands for.
Okay. What are some things he stands for that you don't support?
Some of the comments that he's made about women, about different religions, about Muslims, about different races. So I don't support those comments that he made, right?
What has he said about Islam or Muslims?
I mean, the Muslim ban.
No. See, that's one of the reasons I'm here. It wasn't
chosen by Obama.
And it wasn't a Muslim ban. Why?
And I voted for Obama.
Okay.
A ban from predominantly Muslim.
Okay, but it was only 7 countries. 83% of Muslim majority countries weren't on the list. And now it's a restriction.
It's a restriction.
So you see what I mean? It's not a Muslim ban.
Either way, terminology-wise, it's still a restriction on immigrants from predominantly Muslim nations. Why? Because he sees Muslim immigrants as a threat to American security.
Well, think about it. Where have a lot of the crimes, the terrorism that we've seen in Europe, for example, it's been from Muslim refugees. For example, we're allowed to protect ourselves from that, aren't we?
Okay, I understand, but people who are coming from these nations are already, I believe, like almost the highest, like security.
A criminal predator in our country.
And you're not.
You feel that Hillary Clinton made you
Hillary Clinton had a racist streak, big time.
But Donald Trump does.
You didn't support her either?
Listen. Trump is
child rapist. So that's one of the reasons I'm here. When they say a Muslim ban, it wasn't a Muslim ban. They say it was
racist a year ago. Prior to that,
so that's what it's about for me. It wasn't a Muslim ban. He's not a racist. He's not a xenophobe. We're seeing a guy who is helping to bring like the fundamentals back to this country so that people who come, we know they're safe, that they're not going to endanger American lives. Those 7 countries have a poor...
Americans, the white Americans that are endangering American lives.
Oh, you're talking about like what happened in Vegas, for example.
That's a great statement. Like, white people do commit genocides. Like, I 100% agree. But like, right now, like, do we have like...
White isn't a race?
What's
I mean, a religion, for example.
Do Scientologists just like blow themselves the fuck up, suddenly combust? No. Like, we do have a radical Islamic terror problem.
In Minnesota yesterday.
There was a knife attack at the mall.
Wait, why is it that whenever somebody brings up white terrorism, the conversation automatically...
Let me tell you, Stephen Paddock should have been called a white terrorist. Stephen Paddock should have been called a terrorist by the mainstream media, and they ignored that. Stephen Paddock, my friends, I had 2 friends die in Las Vegas and 4 shot. And Stephen Paddock was a terrorist. He was a terrorist.
Yes,
and he should have been called a terrorist.
Yeah.
And that was a disappointment on the mainstream media. But then tomorrow they turn around and
as a Trump supporter,
anybody who terrorizes,
as a Trump supporter, accountable.
We are holding him accountable. We're seeing what happened. This is a guy who was, there was like the one case, the guy was mentally deranged and the guy slipped through the cracks. The church in Houston, Texas. We are looking, it was evil what he did, and we recognize it. But the thing is, by and large, you see white people as a cohort. Being white is we're talking, Muslim is a religion, white is a skin color. Islam is a political ideology of violence. Being white is being white. It's different. Yes, it is. Okay, tell me about white supremacy.
Essentially the idea that people who aren't Muslim and you practice Islam. That's what that is.
Okay, read the Quran. There are numerous verses that instruct violence against animals. No, that's not true. No, that's not true. That is not true.
Same with the Talmud. I wish. Let me argue this. I'm doing this in my Jewish class right now. In the Talmud, it does say that we should have women be like very restricted. I'm taking Introduction to Judaism. Ben actually inspired me to take that class. The fact of the matter is, the Jewish community, rabbis through rabbinic study, was able to depart these ways of treating women. Yes, we still do have communities of Orthodox Jews, very, very Hasidic Jews who do restrict women. However,
but that is violence compared to what happens in Islamic countries.
Like violence that's happening is radical and extremist, and it's not something that you can.
Okay, you're helping me to articulate this better. What the guy did in Las Vegas wasn't a political ideology. What the guy did in Houston, Texas was not a political ideology. So that helps. Thank you for helping to clarify that. Because someone had,
like this attack on Muslims in America and globally, which I can say is like an attack. You're saying it's easier because a Muslim is like a political, or Islam is a political ideology, so you can target that, versus targeting all white people just because you're white and it's not a political ideology.
Well, that's my point. It's when you're trying to, like, the goal here is to stop these attacks. Being white doesn't mean anything. That's not going to indicate a propensity to violence. But Islam does.
No, it doesn't. No, it does not.
Look at Surah 6. Look at Surah 9. Look at the different verses in the Quran. They advocate for violence. Now, in the Bible, what are verses in the Bible that teach violence?
Rhetoric of white supremacists, is that not to advocate violence against people of color?
I don't want violence against anybody. That's me talking. Okay.
Okay, no, I understand that.
So,
do you want violence? Yes, but that's a complete red herring. No,
You never said yes, but you're saying that white people are
okay, don't resort to.
No, I'm just asking.
Cognitive dissonance, you know what I'm saying?
when you're talking about white supremacy, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about the systemic disenfranchisement of black people and the idea that people of color are somehow lesser and need to be.
They're not lesser. That's not true. I mean,
But regardless of you believing that or not believing it, do you acknowledge that there is like systematic oppression in
No, there isn't. There is not. There isn't. No, let me explain it. No, it isn't systemic. This is why. Because there's only three things. I explained this to someone else. There is so many opportunities for economic success, regardless of your background. I've read stories about people of all backgrounds. They were born in utter poverty. It doesn't stop them. You can look up the stories in many cases.
How does that?
Okay, here's the other thing. Black is too wide. There's Ethiopian, there's Nigerian, for example. Nigerian Americans do better economically than European Americans, for example. Japanese Americans, Filipinos, Nigerians are in a very high economic percentile. It's about culture. It's not about race alone. Okay? So that's why.
Going back to that culture thing we were talking about. Like,
yeah, that's what it's about.
Not defines, but like what creates black culture? Like what creates the black experience in America?
You mean you're talking about like, no.
No, you're attributing this like...
no, culture. I didn't say black. I have not said black. I did not say black culture that's keeping people down. I'm talking about...
No.
Whoa. Weird. Okay, well, as long as nobody's getting run over. What I'm trying to say is, when you have when you have families that are broken down, and when you have women induced to have children.
You're specifically talking about African Americans, are you not?
Yes, because they were targeted by the government.
That's systematic oppression.
No, it's not.
The definition of systematic.
No, it's
targeted by the government. How?
Okay, but by the government, yes. If you're going to look at it that way, but here's the other problem.
There's not like a definition. Yeah.
If that's what you're saying,
one definition.
okay, but here's my response to that. When you have people not falling into that trap with welfarism or getting out of those awful communities where they can't choose a better school, these are okay. If you want to talk about systemic as far as government policy, that I can understand and I can shift. I understand what you're talking about there. That's fine. But this idea that there's this overarching conspiracy of racism keeping people down, that's not true.
Donald Trump is a racist.
No, he's not. That's another thing I'm challenging. How is he a racist?
What about all of his comments he's made about black Americans?
What did he say? What did he say about black Americans? Start with that. What did he say about black Americans?
How did he justify the Charleston? He was saying it was good.
Oh, no. What did he say about black Americans? He didn't. He went to black churches. He went to Detroit to help with the water situation. He's actually done something about Flint. Where was Obama for 8 years? Trump has dealt with that water issue. He's not racist.
What about Charleston? How did he justify saying it was good?
You talking about Charlottesville? You mean Charlottesville?
Yeah.
Okay, he recognized that he condemned white supremacy. He condemned the KKK. You can look at his press releases.
But that was much after he still placed the blame on those black.
He said there was violence on both sides, and there was. But the point is, he condemned white supremacy.
The degree of violence, like that doesn't matter, or like the groups or the ideology behind the violence.
Okay, he had to get information. Everybody asked for starters. So if he didn't speak within 5 minutes of the event, you have to collect information. What the hell happened? That's the first thing. Obama didn't respond to Ferguson until the day after, right? You have to get information.
I think Donald Trump responded much later than the day after, wasn't it?
I wish I could see. The light is so dark. So, but this idea he's racist, it's just not true. It's just not true.
I mean, he doesn't for most of his statements, so I'm surprised that he
You know, and what about Mexico? So
I don't think that you really need to collect a lot of information to immediately damn KKK.
What would you do to the First Amendment?
And like actually support Nazi rhetoric. I feel like that's
he doesn't support Nazi anything.
I'm saying he didn't immediately condemn those who did so.
Yes, he did.
Not immediately, like you said, he waited for all the
So what? He condemned it. Here's what's going on.
I wasn't going to take him. That's kidnapping.
What happened to this guy?
No, he's a communist.
Be able to have the right
You would get rid of the Constitution if he had
Do
the
you
right.
think people should have the right to say racist things?
Are you?
I do.
You're a communist?
You want me to tell you why? Would you like me to tell you why?
Okay.
What happens when hate is
get
spewed
rid of the
publicly?
Constitution
Let me tell you something.
You would get rid
What
of the
happens when
Constitution
someone
and
who's
the
a
Bill of
racist,
Rights.
horrible human being can't yell at the top of their lungs? They go underground, like my communication teacher said. They start burning crosses. They start dressing up as white.
Wait, you think burning crosses in public is underground? That seems pretty fucking
I'm telling you, hate
blatant to
groups
me.
develop. When crazy pastors can't go to UCLA
because taking down
and say stupid shits, when they can't go say stupid shit at UCLA and get their anger out.
Ben Shapiro's right there.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I don't know what you
When people don't have the right to say crazy shit.
I don't know what you're celebrating, but okay.
What is hate speech? What is hate speech?
I think he's just joking.
Other people's right to exist. Based on things they can't choose. You can choose to be an asshole.
Like what you're doing right now.
You can choose to be a communist.
We can have a sense of humor.
And that's your free
You're good. I
speech.
like you. You have a sense of humor.
Yeah, that's a constitutional right.
I love your views. They're very fancy, but you have no jurisprudence.
By the way, it's illegal.
It's illegal to quantify what hate speech is.
What is it?
There's very smart scholars in law who are trying to do this.
So if you ever
But it's
want to
not
get
real. It's not covered by the First Amendment. Very smart people are struggling.
You think that we should allow communists to have a party?
Hey, listen, I just want to tell you something. No, hey, this is very important.
No,
this is very important. If you were to ever grow up, listen, if you were to ever grow up and want to run for office, guess what? You just ruined your career because under the Communist Act of 1963, it is illegal to be an open communist in the United States of America, and you would not be allowed to be a politician. So you've ruined your career and your life over doing this. And let me tell you, there are databases being built right now by communists.
Don't point at him. Let him talk. I'm actually curious what I have to say.
So why are you a communist? I gotta know.
You have some very great ideas.
Rick and Morty doesn't support communism.
Why are you
doesn't support communism?
Let him finish. Why are you a communist?
Rick and Morty?
Why are you a communist?
Because capitalism is inherently exploitative.
That's capitalism. You bought that entire outfit. That's capitalism.
He has no problem criticizing capitalism and how exploited we are, but
those
he buys Chinese-made clothing.
So people in a feudalist society should be capitalist.
That backpack. Why don't you hold your books? That backpack is capitalism. That sweatshirt is capitalism.
These are all
Those
created by a
capitalism.
system of.
They're created by labor, not by capitalism.
No, guess what?
Labor. They have labor and they make money.
Hold on.
Capitalism does not create
the free market gives me the right to pick these classes over yours, and that's the beautiful thing about this country.
You understand?
Capitalism is labor is why you have.
You need to read
Because of trade and development.
You need to read
labor is something they're able to use and they're able to make money with it.
Dostoevsky got kidnapped by the fucking Tsar.
Because Dostoevsky was saying things about Russia.
Let's talk about the Bolshevik Revolution.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about
he was saying. No matter how smart.
Let's talk about the Bolshevik.
How smart human beings are, we'll never find a way to solve our problems.
Dostoevsky got stuck in Siberia for half his life. That's why he likes that shit.
But that's not capitalism either.
Because he was criticizing liberals.
That's not capitalism.
The Bolsheviks arrested him because he was saying communism isn't good.
The liberals in Russia still existed during the time of the Tsar. They weren't the ones being
This college is capitalist. So you being here is hypocritical to your own ideology. Do you see how stupid you
realize that being complicit in a system of capitalism doesn't mean
you are a true communist and an
You're benefiting right now. Yes, you are.
Yeah.
And it's a
if you were
capitalist
a real
system.
communist,
You're
you wouldn't be
benefiting from
coming
it.
here.
You were able
You'd
to
be out
use your
there
money to
preaching
buy
communism
things.
and trying to fight
That's
for
your labor too.
Labor camp.
You realize that's not how that works.
Okay,
right?
then
like,
what is it?
Like some disjoint.
He wants communism, but the thing is that the capitalists end up running communism anyway. The second communism goes in America, business will be running communism. Just like my friend. He's the wealthiest kid I've ever met, and he wants to be a communist because he wants to control it when it hits America. Like, obviously, dude. No! Communism wants control. If you can, of course.
Have you ever read Marx?
I'll be a communist and I can run the Communist Party.
I don't see any more people here that want communism. Go to fucking UCLA.
Do you think? Would you like to live in Venezuela? Because that's a
that's a communist country.
It's drifting towards it. That's the ideal. It's a socialist country.
Drifting towards a stateless, classless society.
No, it's not. It's actually going to become more stratified.
Towards communism.
Okay, here's the thing. What you're hoping for is an ideal which can never occur. Because there will always...
Most of the ideals of capitalism...
It's already happening. It's already happening.
Worldwide slavery?
You know how privileged this kid is to be talking about this? Look, people are dying in Venezuela, and he has the privilege to stand here and
so,
you're upset about smiling little prick.
You're upset about what? Inequity. I understand.
Yeah.
Now, let me finish this. Here's the thing. Inequity is a natural reality. Now, the choice to get in and out of it.
Not a natural reality.
Equity?
That's factually incorrect.
Inequity is a natural reality.
Inequity is a reality.
Go down Skid Row and look at people around the world, and you'll believe that people aren't equal.
What does that anecdote
Because people aren't equal. And communism thinks people are more equal.
Inequity doesn't matter.
Don't walk
you have
down
people who can get out of poverty.
Yes.
They're able to work their way out.
Yes.
Communism actually creates more inequality.
You and me disagree because you don't believe that people are born different.
You're already
I'm a lot smarter than people on Skid Row.
Wow.
Tuck Potter. You're already up on 4chan.
Is it there? Is it there?
Harry Potter?
Scuffed Harry Potter.
Hey,
Commie
Potter.
Pepe! Hail Pepe! What's going on the Donald, baby? Straight to the Philippines!
Pepe lives. Forget communism.
Biggest cuck in you.
Yeah.
Jesse, let's get a guy who lived in a communist country to educate your privileged ass. Let's go. A Cuban versus a little American kid that knows nothing about What do you want to know about communism, bro?
Why are you not in Cuba right now?
That was very racist.
Okay.
Because it's fucking communism. That's why. Talking about the cell phones.
Wasn't a reason.
Yes, it is.
Freedom at the price of a gun.
Do you know how much a Cuban makes in Cuba a month? 15 fucking dollars.
But you have to look at it in the context of their living wage, not the wage of how they earn.
I've been there, man.
He's been there.
He was just there. You're so dumb. $15 a month. Cuban women or men are not allowed in the hotel rooms. Period. Check passports. They cannot talk to a tourist. A friend of mine got arrested because he was talking.
True. They literally.
You realize that
He was just. I was there. What do you mean it's not true? Talking about.
He was there.
He was just there. I was walking.
Raul Castro's official party line is
what?
His official party line is to reintegrate small business into the economy.
No,
there are no small businesses, are there?
Business is not allowed in Cuba. Only the government. All state-owned.
He's lying.
He's lying to you.
Communists lie all the time.
Have you been there?
Communists lie all the time. Communism is based on lies. They were using the media to defraud the public. The Soviet Union would have show trials, for example, to try to demonstrate that they were. Now, capitalism is a system. Individuals who lie get punished. Sure, everybody lies, but communism, the government depends on media fraud.
1898.
Go ahead.
In 1898, the
Spanish-American War. Yeah, yellow journalism.
Yeah, they pretty much lied.
Oh,
to
sure.
Go into war.
Yes, I'm aware of that. But you're talking about news. We're talking about economic systems.
But you critique communism based on idealism such as, communists lie. So that's why.
No, I said communism is based on lies, so I'll correct that.
So communists lie.
Communism is based on lies.
Communism is based on lies.
Yes.
Are you trying to say that capitalism is not based on lies?
Yes. Free markets require honesty. Free markets require integrity for a business to stay open. Businesses that lie, let me finish. Businesses that defraud customers get shut down. Businesses that lie, they lose money because of freedom, because of me as a consumer. I can tell others, this guy sells crappy product, I'm not going to shop here anymore. It also is good for fighting racism. If a restaurant puts up a sign that says no blacks, guess what? Black people won't go, and that business is going to get shut down. That's why there was so much economic poverty in the South. Jim Crow and segregation hurt businesses. Business owners did not want Jim Crow because it hurt their clientele.
But now they're taken over by new carpetbaggers such as Daimler, Benz, Mitsubishi.
They're not carpetbaggers. Those are businesses that are investing.
Why can't people just be happy with what color they are? But you have to make everything about color. Like the first black bitch.
Where? In this country? No.
Now in the South, such
not
as
true.
Tennessee.
Yeah, go ahead.
Such as Tennessee.
Not true. They have a larger, higher wage than that. The wages are actually higher. The purchasing power is higher.
Give me an example.
Wait. How about the tens of thousands of people?
Arkansas alone, the average, in Cusco, Mississippi, the average buying power is only $5,025 a year.
The cost of living is much lower.
And why is that?
Because they don't have the regulatory burdens for starters.
And so,
and it's a low tax burden too. That's correct.
Basically, it's a third world country virtually. The South has been devolved into a third world country.
No, it hasn't. It's actually growing. You can go not just to Atlanta, but you can also see in northern Alabama, they have invested aerospace industries there. Jobs are coming into Alabama. A vehicle came into.
Let me tell you something.
It's because of right to work, which allows for workers to get a better wage and not give their money to the unions. Let me go over this.
No more commies!
Watchdog.org.
No more commies! No more commies! No more commies! No more commies!
Hey, Harry Potter, instead of a lightning bolt on your head, you should put a hammer and sickle, dude.
Taxation is back!
Say hi to 4chan.
Because I don't know.
Taxation is back!
You might be doxxed.
Businesses are going to
You might be doxxed.
Okay, leave Harry Potter alone, okay? All right.
Harry Potter, you can fly away.
Let's talk to Lord Voldemort next. Where is he?
He's going to be on.
Why would you want other businesses?
Okay, so this is what the meme.
Oh, really?
This is what the...
You've been on 4chan longer than me. That's why you got your little pussy hat.
Now this is why he's going to...
You got your little women's rights fist. Oh, that's so cool.
Trans rights? What's that?
Do you support Hillary Clinton?
No.
You don't?
Did you support Bernie Sanders?
That's the only thing we might agree on.
Did you support Bernie?
No.
Jill Stein?
He's a Rick and Morty fan.
Did you even vote?
He's a Rick and Morty fan. I don't trust you guys.
That's why y'all were talking about Rick and Morty.
I don't trust Rick and Morty fans. Y'all crazy.
I wouldn't give any of my sex
I don't even watch
to you.
Nickelodeon.
I have a question.
Support Rick and Morty fans.
If communism was to happen, would you not feel like you'd be disadvantaged because we take it by gun? Like, I would become the communist regime. The people with guns. The conservatives would transition. Like, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, you'd be fucked. Because, like, all the people with guns would run the communist organization.
Wait, are you trying to tell me that the conservatives in the U.S.
would transition to communism?
Hey guys,
No.
can I say one thing?
No.
What is it? What is it?
Thank you. It was a communist
Wait,
society.
what is it?
Hold on! I want to say one thing! Okay, so
why do
You gay?
no. So I'm a conservative, but
okay.
but what I want to say is that both sides right now are engaging in a character argument. We just went and saw Ben Shapiro.
Where? What? Yeah, let's go.
Hey, we want to get you on the steps with a megaphone and a little speech.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay. Hey, you're in my way. Oh, okay. Oh, it's just Jessica. Okay.
Let's give you a little speech on the stairs.
Oh my God. Okay. So I'm supposed to give a speech now. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm supposed to give a speech now. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Okay.
This is about to be epic.
Okay.
Oh my God. Speech in Fullerton. That was good stuff, man.
Oh, thank you so much. Okay. My name's Arthur. Arthur Schaper.
Schaper?
But where I am, you mean? Arthur C. Schaper.
Arthur C. Schaper. On
Okay.
Facebook?
Yeah, I'll give you my card. I'll try to give you my card. I think I can give you my card.
Hey,
No.
Jennifer, can you tell Baked and those to migrate over here? Yeah, Baked. Like all the
Awesome people.
For them. We needed some air. It gets pinched
Here.
up and then Yeah, that's what I get worried about.
That's what I get worried about too.
That's why I think.
Okay, so I should just talk or should I wait?
No, wait. We're gonna get
Okay.
baked and everything.
So you know how to use it, right?
Yeah.
Are we gonna push everyone over here?
We gotta turn this off.
I think you speak right into it.
Okay, I push one of the buttons.
You can take one of the buttons out and use it.
Yeah.
to replace it.
There we go.
Migrate over here, please.
Oh boy.
We want mass migration this way. Mass migration.
This is the one time when you can migrate massively and it won't be illegal. We will not build a wall to keep you out. I know you have a wall. I know you have a door. I know that you lock it. I would advise you getting behind that door so I don't have to look at you. Are you mad or something? Is that the problem? I know that you have a wall for your home. You have doors, don't you? But wait a minute, the United States can't have a wall because this is my home too?
Aren't you segregated from your own family members?
Haven't I seen segregation of all kinds in urban ghettos because of the Democratic Party, which thinks that black and Hispanic families are too stupid to choose good schools for their kids, because that's a lie. You want to talk about segregation, you blame the Democratic Party for that. What is this all about? What is this for? We are here because freedom of speech is everything and then some. And when I see people saying that Ben Shapiro has no right to be here, that's extremely offensive to me. He may say the stupidest things or the smartest things, but he has every right to be at a public university, to speak his mind, to share his points of view. Now, I love it when people play the white supremacy card, because how do they know that I'm white? Is it because of how I look? But that's racist, isn't it? So you undermine your own racist arguments the moment that you call me a white supremacist. I've got a little bit of everything in me.
Yeah, you don't have to worry.
And so that's all there is to it. If you are upset, hey, excuse me, who has the microphone? Excuse me, hey, excuse me, who has it? Thank you. You guys can say whatever, but I have the megaphone, so you're going to listen to every damn thing I say. So, here's the deal. You cannot outshout the truth. You cannot suppress it, no matter how violent or communistic the government may be. I saw people chanting, "No Fascist USA," and yet every effort I saw by this group was attempting to silence me.
What's going on?
Chill out. So, once again, you see the fascism of the left right here. Who are the violent ones? Who are the ones perpetrating violence? It's the left, it's not the right. It is the left. It is the people on the left who are trying to create a fight. Ladies and gentlemen, I am a conservative, I am a Republican, but most importantly, I'm an American. And as an American, I fight for the freedom of speech of every single one of you. Not hatred, but opportunity. Not hatred, but community. Not hatred, but respect. Freedom of speech means that we let people we don't agree with talk to us. Freedom of speech means we don't go to extents to silence people. Freedom of speech means that just because I say something you hate is not license for you to attack. We have one gentleman here who wants to come in swinging. There's no reason to fight. You have your say. This is a country that was founded on freedoms. This is a country that was founded on every person being able to speak their minds, to worship peacefully, and to make the most of their time in this world. This is a country.
The shooter was Muslim, you guys want a travel ban. If the shooter was Hispanic, you want a bigger wall.
Keep talking, Arthur. Being a shooter, being a violent person has nothing to do with race. Someone who commits a crime needs to be held accountable in that way. So what was the problem here? Why do you see a group of people shouting racist, sexist, anti-gay, and no fascism USA? I tried to ask 5, 6, 10 different people, and I couldn't get an answer from anyone. This is precisely the thing we have to fight against. You need to think about what you believe. You need to think about what is agitating you. You need to start thinking about why people are angry and start deciding, is it worth getting upset about? That's what freedom of speech permits. We as Americans must reclaim that right and ensure it for all. I came here to make the case for Donald Trump, and if you didn't like him, I wanted to know why. And if you didn't like him and you gave me a reason, I listened to you. That's what we need again. We have elections for a reason. We have freedom of speech for this reason, that as a civic culture, we will survive. One man wanted to rush the stage and try to silence us with violence, and it's not going to work anymore. This is a country that's based on laws. This is a country that's based on natural law, one in which the rights of every citizen will be respected, where we won't allow people to be dishonored merely because of their skin color, merely because of their ethnic background. So what we want to see is a country where we exercise our rights freely, and we do not fear the menace or the threats of the fascist groups which advertise themselves as the exact opposite. You want to stop fascism, start allowing people to speak their minds. If you want to stop fascism, don't resort to blows when you don't like what you hear. If you want to stop fascism, let people speak freely. Let people gesticulate freely. We respect the rights of all, and we ensure that ideas can be exchanged. That's why I'm here. And guess what? Because Donald Trump is now president, these are discussions we have again. We won't be silenced by political correctness anymore. You are free to speak whether you hate or like, but you're free to speak again. You won't be imprisoned because you won't say or have to say certain things. President Trump made the Constitution great again. President Trump has made it possible that millions can speak out again. We have to protect our borders. We have to ensure the protection of our sovereignty. Every country does that. If you don't have borders, you won't have liberty. If we don't ensure economic prosperity for Americans, you won't have economic prosperity for Mexico, for Guatemala, or for China either. When we make America great again, we are making all countries great again. That is the great franchise of ensuring that our country will be strong again. You cannot outshout the truth. Hey, hey, ho, ho, Donald Trump is here to stay. USA, 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 USA. If you're trying to silence me, that's the very fascism you oppose. When you try to silence people, that's the very fascism. You say you're anti-fascist. Why do you try to silence people you disagree with? Stop being hypocrites. People have a right to have opinions. Don't try to silence us. It's not going to work. We won the White House, and that victory is for everyone. Freedom of speech is a win for everyone.
Yeah, freedom!
Latinos for Trump and their force.
We love Donald Trump.
Latinos for Trump, bitches. That's it.
You can hate him, but do it without screaming.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. They just lock him up.
You know, there's so much double standard here. Mexico doesn't even allow illegals to live in their country. We have seen an excessive generosity in this country. We have people who have taken advantage of a lax enforcement system. They have been blessed, but enough is enough. It is time for us to put Americans first. That's how you do it. If you don't like what you're hearing, just go away. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye. No, 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 no. Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye. There you go. Well, how about that? USA, 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 USA. last say?
Bill Clinton's a rapist. Bill Clinton's a rapist. Infowars.com.
Yeah, why was there nobody going after Bill Clinton? Go ahead. Guatemala does not allow illegals to live in their country. Neither does El Salvador or Honduras.
Or China.
Or China or Japan.
We're real. 1776.
Okay. Where is he?
We're on the march.
Yeah.
How many people you got out there?
Is that your age or your IQ?
We're selling clean water filters.
Is that all you got?
Scooter man.
That's it?
Capitalism gave you that scooter.
Not you.
And capitalism gave you the right to flip me off.
I'm a capitalist.
Okay, that's fine. So what's the problem with Trump that you're flipping him off?
Alex Jones.
You just wanted to stick your middle finger out? Okay, so that doesn't mean anything. That's fine. Are we okay? I'm moving back here. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for coming. We're not going to be shouted down. That's the problem. People have a right to speak, not be shouted down. Let's see. He's already married, but okay. Hey.
I just want to say I really respect your right to come here and
Thank
talk
you.
about that. I think that's kind of something that we need. I would say my opinions are left-leaning, but
Just pro freedom of speech.
I mean, yeah, that's my opinion, and I hope that you guys respect
Without
it.
violence, right? He has to have a bodyguard because he's under threat of violence.
Yep. That's the same thing with Ben Shapiro. That's the other reason I'm here. I'm fed up with this double standard. They go, Ben Shapiro shouldn't be here because it costs so much. It costs so much because conservatives are under attack.
I agree.
It's fascist. That is fascism. What you saw with all those fascist signs trying to silence us, that's fascist.
Yeah.
That's not anti-fascist.
And their actual ideology is really communist.
It is.
They have fascist tactics, but their ideology is communist.
Yeah.
100%.
Brown shirts, beat people up.
But I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying I agree with your opinions.
That's fine.
But I'm just saying that I would just want to appreciate the fact that you came here looking for a discussion, because I think that the problem is exactly what you're saying, and it comes from both left and right.
Yes. No, it does not. Right is open to discussion. Left shuts down. That's a big problem. Yeah,
I came from
I don't shut anybody down. The right doesn't.
I'm not saying you shut anyone
No,
down.
you don't. We have to. I'm going to interrupt. We have to attack that even-handedness. That's wrong. It's the left that has been perpetuating violence. That's part of what makes them left. Okay. People on the right do not perpetuate violence. The Nazis were left-wing. The KKK is left-wing. Look at the histories.
In my liberal college, when I was there, I didn't realize it. But the Republican, I wish I had been a part of the Republican club and been red-pilled then, because they got shut down many times, and I never noticed it. Because I went along with the program. I went along with the nonsense.
Yeah.
And had I been a part of the club, I would have been exposing this 4 or 5 years ago.
What's your name? I'm sorry.
Gavino.
Gavino. Okay.
G with a G. G-A-V-I-N.
Gavino.
But I would disagree with what you just said, because I feel like when you group the right and left, I'm not saying.
Hey, Sabo.
I'm not making a statement about which one is more oppressive than the other one, but I am making a statement that there's both suppression of the other voice, of the other party's voice, you could say, from both the left and the right.
No, that's not true.
Well, how can you say that if you don't know?
Easy, because first of all, we as a group, and there are other groups like us, for example.
I agree.
Give me an example then where the right has suppressed discussion.
I mean, I don't know an exact, like any discussion where it turned violent.
It's the left.
Okay, well...
Conservatives, Christian, evangelicals, for example, those are part of that conservative or that right-leaning. They don't resort to violence. Part of the aspect of the left is to resort to violence, actually. Communism relies on force to impose its ideology, for example.
I'm not a communist.
And I know you're not. I'm not saying you are, but I'm just giving you an example.
I'm just saying that, like, when you... All right-wing people...
Okay, alt-right?
And all left...
Okay, I'm going to respond to that.
No, I did not say all. I said all.
All, okay. Everybody, ALL, okay.
All right-wing people and all left-wing people are... And all people, okay? That's what I'm saying. And that people as a whole... there will be people, no matter what ideology they have, where they try to suppress the other people's voice.
Okay, there is far more of that on the left.
Okay, and I was not making a statement about which one has more or less.
It may happen, but if whatever happens on the right, no, it doesn't. You study this. That is emphatic. Antonio, I want this on record. I want everybody hearing this. It is true. If there is violence, it's on the left, and we need to confront that. It isn't the right. It isn't conservatives. It's on the left. It's a left-wing tactic.
How can you make absolute statements?
Yes, I can. Let me give an example. The KKK, left-wing, they resorted to suppression and tyranny. The Nazi movement, that's a left-wing group. They were socialists. The communists, they resort to violence. Maoist as well as Stalinist as well as Leninist. They resort to violence to impose their ideology. The fact that these ideologies in themselves rely on force rather than persuasion and the freedom of franchise shows that they're violent. When I talk about right-leaning, we're talking about limited government. It's about reduction of the state. So reduction of the state force is power. You could even call it violence in a sense, because if there's a riot, for example, the police come in to stop it, it is a proper use of violence in order to stop that. But these political ideologies on the left, they rely on force. They don't respect individual liberty. They don't respect...
So you're saying that inherent in the left wing is suppression.
Yes.
And inherent in the right side, it is...
Freedom, expansion. Yes.
Okay. By that idea, a lot more people would be right wing than left wing, and I think that I think that the way I'm understanding.
Okay. Oh no, I'm sorry. No, I'm trying to.
I'm understanding the way I just would define left and right would be like their ideas on certain topics, not necessarily their idea of what freedom and violence is.
Okay, let me speak to that. On the left, we're talking about redistribution of wealth, creating more equality as a result. That requires violence. Equality as a result requires violence. It requires state expansion of power at the expense of individual liberty and choice. Those goals require violent means. Yes.
Okay. And what is the right one that doesn't?
We want a reduction of the state. We want to allow an expansion of liberty, the proliferation of cultural traditions based on established values passed over time. That is not done by violence. It's done by training in families, for example.
Okay.
Yeah. So now you see why on the left it's so much more violent. Now on the right, there'll be individuals who get angry and they punch.
Yeah.
But they're not doing that to extend their agenda. They're doing it because they react out of anger or frustration as an individual.
Right.
Again, individual liberty stands out.
That was my point to start with. That when people, and my original statement was that both from the left and the right. Now let me finish.
Yes.
There are people who, instead of having discussions, try to force their opinions on other people.
No, on the right, it's not about forcing opinions.
Okay, well, there's people who...
On the left, it is. Like what happened over here with this crowd here trying to silence us.
Well, there's also people within, I wasn't saying you, but I heard some people also within this group that were calling other people idiots and all this stuff.
Calling names is not violence.
Okay, well, it's demeaning the other person's value.
But it's not violence.
But in order to have a civilized discussion, the people have to be on equal standing.
There has to be respect, certainly, but it's not violence. If someone calls me stupid, there's okay, but it's not violence.
Would you say that calling someone stupid is respecting them?
No, it isn't. But we're talking about violence, and violence is predominantly on the left.
Well, I would say that that's almost verbal violence.
No, there is no such thing. Violence is a physical act that creates physical damage.
Okay,
so
well,
terms are very careful.
Let's add a definition.
No.
Create the word.
No, that's where our problems violence are. When violence is being redefined to include what people say, we're on the road to serfdom, silencing people. Words cannot hurt you, and there's no such thing as hate speech. Words cannot, people can hear all kinds of crazy stuff. They can choose to respond, react, or walk away, as some of the people did. Words are not violence. Language will not kill you. Freedom of speech is awesome.
Okay, I agree to that.
Okay. Now, on the other hand, individually, if I say, let's go beat that guy up over there, that's different. That has to do with an action. A call to action is different, but my speech alone is not the issue. So I want to make that definition. So would you say you've learned something in a sense?
I did. I would say that I did that.
That's why I'm here in large measure. This is so important.
I'm going to go back to my room, but before I do, I would like to say that I respect that what you said, but I still my opinion is still that there is violence from the left and the right.
I understand what you're saying. Okay.
And I have a hard time. It would take a lot for me, and I would have to do a lot more studying onto what you said with the inherent ideologies of the left and the right.
Yes.
To find that out, because I don't think I know enough on.
That's fine.
But I still would like to state my opinion that I think that both the left and the right, there are people within both those groups that aren't open to discussion about certain things.
That's fine, and that's on an individual level, but systemically, you're gonna and look into that.
Within the ideology of the perfect right-wing person, I agree. Maybe there wouldn't.
The yeah.
I agree with more with what you say, but
Hillary for president.
Yes. Yeah. May I ask, who did you vote, or were you?
I just turned 18. So.
Oh, you weren't able to vote. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, and I make the case for Trump, as I always do, and that's another reason. There's so many lies about him. They say he's racist or xenophobic. It's like, no. I commonly hear about the Muslim ban. It was not a Muslim ban. We had to take down a radical Muslim in Scripps College who lied to college students and said it was a Muslim ban. That is a lie. We called him on it. This is the kind of crap that's going on in colleges. It's like people are saying these offensive things, outrageous comments, and there's nobody challenging it. And it's got to happen.
Well, I think that one thing that did come good out of Donald Trump's election, I wouldn't say he would be the ideal president for me, and neither would Hillary.
Okay.
But I think both of those options were pretty messed up.
Okay.
In my opinion, but I think that things that did come good out of Donald Trump is this kind of discussion, because if Hillary would have won, there would have been conformity followed through, and I think everyone can agree that there are things in this world that are not good the way they are right now.
I'm gonna get like a selfie with you really quick. Sorry, Gavino. I'm trying to find some light here. Let's go over here really quick. Sorry. So just let everybody see. This is Gavino. Are you a second year, third year?
First year.
Oh, you're first. So you just came for. Oh, go over here a little bit. I don't want to be in your shadow. I'm sorry about that.
It's all good.
Damn, I'm trying to get the light.
I think it's gonna be hard. I think if we face
if I do it this way, this is Gavino right here. First year, math major.
Yep.
From where?
San Diego.
Oh, no kidding. Good. Southern California. Nice. Awesome. I'm glad I was able to talk with you today.
I think you did change my mind on something, but
I'm glad.
I would like to say that we agree to disagree.
Yeah, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
We have to come out of this discussion with the same values and opinions, but I appreciate the discussion with you, and it educated me. If that's the word
I appreciate that. That's what I'm about. Thanks a lot. All right, you have a good evening.
I'm getting ready to take off.
Sure. Thanks for being here. Awesome, dude. This guy really kicked ass. Well, it's like we walked into the middle of the crowd and just dispersed them. Did you see that? We just walked right in the middle of them.
They didn't like you having the steps. That was it for them.
That killed it, didn't it? That was a great idea. That's kind of losing.
You got your message across. They had to hear it.
Yeah, and they couldn't shout us down.
Shout it over.
Yeah. This is great. This is.
I don't understand that, like, they're like, a couple of them were asking me, like, why does he have a bodyguard? It's like because people push and hit and smack cameras, and they try to do everything.
And pepper spray me, and photobomb me.
And spit on you. And so, like, this is gotten to the point where United Patriot National Front is building a security team to help all of our live streamers.
What's your new group?
That's UPNF, United Patriot National Front. That's the one that represented on Saturday. And we're going to try to be as many events as possible where each live streamer gets a different bodyguard. That's the goal.
I'm trying to get in the sunlight light for you.
That's the goal. So, we're trying to make sure that you and Nate and Harim, you're all safe.
I'm pretty damn naive. I would have tried to do this. You got pinched a couple times. It just can't be done. There's just too many people and they want to surround us. Yep. This was really good. What time is it now?
They were breaking the city ordinance
8:30. Okay.
For their posts. They're supposed to be. I had talked about this for our events, that the poles have to be more than 2-inch diameter, soft wood. There's criteria. They had those hard, they could have turned them into swords because they were the thin wood, and that's against ordinance. So why the police didn't, knock that?
Damn.
They were just homemade signs. They got Home Depot wood. Just made signs.
How do you think Saturday went?
Huh?
How do you think Saturday went?
Well, you went to the Trump Star. I didn't go Sunday to the canteen.
Yeah, what happened Saturday? Tell us quick. How was that?
So,
I couldn't make it.
Refuse Fascism shut down the whole block again.
Oh my God.
They got a truck in there, and
There's hardly anybody. I think there was maybe 50.
Right. Well, no, there was probably less than that because they got the people who came off the sidewalk and they handed the sign. So they grew. But the minute we left, the people who kind of were not there, they were there, grassroots left.
Do you guys want to visit that vigil that they have going on over there?
Oh, sure.
What is it?
It's around the corner. It's a little candlelight vigil thing.
A vigil for what? Ben Shapiro?
Hold on right here.
Okay, I'm going to stay put here.
Socialist.
Oh,
How
God.
long are you staying?
I'll go to this vigil thing and then I'll take off.
Well, I see you walk to the car by yourself.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're parked the same place, so. No, I'm on the bottom actually. I'm under. Oh, I don't want to say anything. Did somebody get busted or what? Did somebody get arrested? Okay. Did somebody get arrested?
We're gonna go to the candlelight.
Okay.
Hey, Claudio, lead the way. You guys want to go? Come on.
Hey, how are you? You're a UCLA staffer or something? All right. It was nice talking to you, man. It was good. Thank you so much. What's your name?
Isaiah.
Isaiah Arthur. Nice to meet you.
Wait right here. I want to make sure we don't leave anyone.
Okay, no one left behind. Sean, we're heading over to the vigil. Sean Van.
Have you gotten shit from me?
Which one? Oh, go that way, really quick, and then go down the stairs. Okay, here we go. Wow, this is. Where are they? Where are the fascists? Where are they?
Feels a little better with me on your 6.
Yes, it does. 6, my 6, 7, 8, 9. The whole clock. Because 6 means behind me, right?
The best kind of security is the one that doesn't impede from what you're doing.
Oh, I know that you understand you understand the nuance.
When it gets tense, I gotta move.
Yeah, you understand. He's already married, you pervert. He's already married, and his wife is better than you. I love going after them on that. You have a disease. You have the French disease. Hey, all right, police officer, how you doing?
All right.
What are we doing?
Let's go. Come on, guys.
Okay.
Keep it moving.
Okay, I'm moving.
Keep moving, guys.
Okay.
Let's go, guys.
Okay, that's right. We got a mission. Where is everybody? Where are all the fascists? Oh, that's right. They went back to their mommy's basements. Oh, God. Okay.
We definitely won because they had to leave.
Yes, we split them up.
And you had kids who were really listening.
Yes. Oh, that's the best right there.
Especially about like the Martyr Sanger and all the parenthood.
And I just love crashing them on that big switch nonsense. That's like my.
And they kind of eventually stopped calling you a racist.
I know.
Because they knew you really weren't.
I'm talking to black people and you're calling me racist? Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. They call me a racist. My girlfriend is mixed, Mexican.
She's the best of both worlds?
And she's the best of both
worlds. Okay, it's just the two of us. We're okay? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Supposedly there's a candlelight. Hold on one second.
What is it for? The victims of socialism, or?
I think so. It's like the fuck Donald Trump genocide. He's locking people up, sending them back to Mexico.
Oh God.
Yeah. Let's get everybody else.
Yeah, I don't feel like. I think it won't be as much fun if we're.
Still going on. There it is. We should just walk straight through this thing. Yeah. There's a whole bunch of chalk writing on the ground.
You know, my feet started to seize up. I've been standing so long. Yeah. I was like, oh shit, I can't have a muscle cramp in my foot. I can't have that.
Let's go, guys.
Let's go. All right.
That's why
I know.
Feel this, dude. Feel this.
Hey.
This is awesome. Yeah.
Yes.
Arthur.
Yay. Hey, guess what, everybody? I didn't get spit at. I didn't get glitter bombed. I didn't get pepper sprayed today. Thank you. Yay. All right. Good. Hey, damn, Paul Joseph Watson won't have something to tweet tomorrow.
I saw Arthur and I said I have to come.
Yes. There you go. Oh, God. This was nice. You mean they actually, like, I had real protection, bam, and some of the UCLA staffers showed up, too. They were, like, res life people.
They were helping with the movement of the crowd. They did a good job.
Okay,
I'm glad. They did the best they could.
I'm glad to hear that, like, school people did something to help, rather than stand and do nothing, like Berkeley. Let's see what's happening over here. Where are the candles?
This is where it was.
When are they going to have a vigil for the victims of illegals?
Right.
I wonder who created that, guys.
Here we go.
Let me know if you want. Oh man, the campus is dead.
Looks like they all ran away.
We drove them away with the truth.
I love it. That's what I love first. It's like I was there in Sacramento in February, and all these socialized medicine people, and I just talked to them, and then they just
took it down.
Yeah, and they just dissipated.
But look, they just literally just rolled it up.
Wait, don't shut it down now.
Thanks for watching. Thank you guys. Yeah.
Don't do this now. Wait a minute, you put the candles away? So tell me, what would you like to tell Angie Morphine her son was killed by an illegal? What about them? What about
those families whose loved ones have been killed by illegals? What about them?
We just want to ask y'all to leave.
Why?
She's a Black Panther. Black Panther.
Zapanteras?
Don't even try. Can y'all please leave?
No. This is a public place.
Wait. Why are you asking y'all to leave?
No, we're allowed to be here. Fuck white supremacy. Well, that's like the Democratic Party. So why are you guys Democrats then? Fuck white supremacy. Will you guys get over this? There is no systemic racism keeping you down because of your skin color. There's no such thing.
Can you stop recording?
No, I'm allowed to record.
This is a public place.
Public forum. And I'm fed up. Trigger! Invest in books, not in borders. Do you guys have walls? Do you have walls to your homes? Okay, then why do you say you don't believe in borders?
I thought only elementary kids wrote chalk on the floor.
We need borders for our country. We have a right to have walls. I'm serious, look at it. It says, invest in books, not borders. Really? But this country has borders. That's part of what makes it great. Brown and gay? Trump? Us, Trump? Hey, you are dishonoring men and women who worked very hard.
This weekend was Veterans Day, and you guys were disgracing.
What? Campaign UCLA for this is people who donated money so that you could come to the school, and you're writing this trash on their memory? Cares more about money police than its students? Wow, this is offensive. These were commemorations for donors.
I don't need a war with these family members. While your people were slaughtering each other during the ancient times.
This is offensive. Look at look at this. This is to commemorate people who donated money to this school. And this is the thanks they got? Wilson Plaza.
These are the most privileged kids in America.
Yeah.
Going to the most privileged school in America.
And it's a public school, which means they're not paying through the teeth the way you did.
No.
At your private school.
I went to a private liberal arts school that I had to pay $66,000 in loans. And had I not gone into contracting to pay off those loans, I'd be neck deep in debt.
Unbelievable. Trump.
And at least with me, I was a music major. So I didn't get the whole philosophy, women's genders study. I didn't have to go through that indoctrination. Mine was all music history and music education. But still, I came out.
Oh, look what, just really quick. So Jessica, what are you doing? Oh, you're rubbing it out?
Yeah. It was a hammer and sickle. I got triggered.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. Let's find a...
It's a $500 ticket for the concert.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a smoke-free campus. It's a $500 ticket.
For
smoking, I was telling you.
Oh, geez. Okay. Don't smoke. Where does this say?
You guys use white talk because white talk is racist.
Yeah. How could you do this? I am so tired of hearing about white supremacy. I'm the one who got arrested for no goddamn reason in Huntington Park. I'm the guy who got spit at in Berkeley. White privilege ain't working for me.
It's a lie! That's a lie!
Hey, this is what our taxpayer goes to. We're writing chalk on it. This is what our tax money goes to. They can write chalk on the floor.
Address this. Our students are being harassed.
You know what? We're not harassing. I'm the one who got cursed at. I'm the one who got flipped off. I was called a white supremacist.
Yeah. We were the ones who got surrounded.
I'm automatically...
Absolutely nothing. I know the law. There's not a single ordinance we're breaking.
Yeah, well, you don't care about the law, do you?
You don't care about the law because you don't care about borders. I'll put it Finger of shame. Fingers are not a finger of shame. Finger of shame.
Shame. Commies go home. 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 If you guys have borders, if you have walls to your home, we're allowed to have a wall for our country.
We'll never be Mexico. Never.
You guys want to build books? Why don't you start reading some books rather than burning them, rather than shutting them down? Read a book. You'll find out communism really sucks. You'll find out that socialism.
Fuck the armed forces. Shame on you, and you may take that to your grave while the men and women sacrifice their lives.
Is that your age or your IQ?
Like you feminist pig. You know why there's no equality? Because you couldn't be on the fucking battlefield. Oh, fuck you. Fuck trans people too. That's an illness.
Trannies aren't even human.
Transgenderism is a mental disorder.
It's a mental illness.
You know
what? I'm ill? Really? Oh, that's funny. Trump is your president.
Transgenderism is a mental disorder.
It's a mental illness.
Illegal immigration is a crime. That'll really trigger him.
Trannies are not people.
Build that wall. 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 Build that wall.
Safe space. Build that wall. Hey, don't touch my camera.
That's battery. That's battery. And you better
I know.
Back off, crazy lady. Back off, Black Panther. That's good. She's more like a black house cat. They had a little too much to eat.
Commies go home.
Commies go home. Commies go home. Commies go home. Commies go home. Oh. Go to Venezuela before you sing the praises of socialism. Go to Cuba.
3 more years and 4 more after that.
Oh, yes. And then don't forget, who is it? Don't forget Mike Pence. Oh, you're going to really love Mike Pence. Because guess what? He doesn't accept gay marriage either.
Argue with that. They're probably not even old enough to vote in the last election.
I know, right? And even if they could, they didn't.
Smash that motherfucking like button. All right, let's go.
I think we did our due diligence.
Good, taking back this campus.
We should do this on every campus.
Yes, we need to.
UCI,
They need to.
UC Fullerton, UCLA, every single
We should go to El Camino College there in Torrance.
We should have other speakers just take over a square.
Yes.
Just go in and take over a square. And
really do it.
If you
Militant.
get 100 kids,
Yeah.
you get 100 kids.
Yeah.
That's it. They're going to go home, Google, YouTube, and that's it.
Yep. This is it. Oh, God. Is Antonio Blanco here? Antonio?
I don't think so.
Okay, just ask him.
No, I have a card.
No flag. We don't deal.
I already talked to him. He don't give a fuck about you. I already talked to him like 2 hours ago. He told me.
You guys are privileged, and he gets a 6-figure salary anyway.
Successful event. Peace.
Death to Antifa. Yes.
Protecting everybody. No, we're not about every single live streamer here.
She lives in Beverly Hills, right next door.
She lives in Ted Lieu's district. Here it is, folks. So check it out. We took over UCLA today. We're back here on this campus where we want universities to be freedom of speech once again. Now I'm stepping in really quick. As you know, I can't do this without your help. I can't believe I forgot to ask this. So you have my PayPal. I'll write it right now. Thank you so much for your help, everybody. So there it is. I'm also trying to get a new car, as you know. I have.
I can send it to you if you want.
Oh, thank you so much. I mean, like here today?
Yeah, from
okay.
when you were at the megaphone.
Remind me of your name again.
Andrew.
Andrew. Yeah. Or whatever you. Okay, that's fine. You'll tell me later. Sorry. Don't worry. It's looking at me right now. Thanks, Andrew. Let me give you my card so you have my contact info.
Sure. Doing okay?
Yeah.
Water or anything?
I might need water at some point.
See if I can find some.
Oh, this will help. Nobody gets doxxed, I guess.
Yeah,
that's the term.
Sure. Sweet, good deal.
Nice. Thanks. Oh, please, looking forward to it. Email it to me.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah. Ooh. All right, I'll be there. All right, guys.
There's a Sharia law rally, what, this Saturday?
November 18th with the MAGA girls. They're putting it on.
At the same place?
I think so. Same.
Okay.
You know, same corner and everything.
So that'll be a real test. How many of the Antifa show up?
Yeah, because last time we had violence.
I bet.
Hey, guys,
I wonder how many actually.
Is this Ice Poseidon's brother, dude? I think this is Ice's brother right here. Hey. You look like him. I think are you related?
Yes, we are. Very good, very good.
Are you Enzo Danilo?
Okay.
Should have brought your megaphone, bro. I won't talk to you. I won't talk to you.
Yes. Man. Hey, what's up?
We had
Let's
a
see.
good day of victory.
Yes, we did.
Oh
We shut it all down today.
Don't even answer.
Shut it down. This was good.
Can you guys give me one shot? Can you guys all come walking down the fucking stairs together? And we were powerful as fuck.
Okay. Let's do a walk down the stairs. Everybody, Tonio, let's do a walk down the stairs, like the Ghostbusters, but more of us. Did you? There you go. Did you guys see that picture with diet pills as Stay Puft?
Ultimate privilege, freedom of speech.
And this is how they tried to bury you, honey.
And they're calling me, and that kid wanting to take away the Constitution. He wouldn't have been able to write this stuff.
Fuck white supremacy, really? Wow. Well, I'm fine. Okay, I'm good.
Take a group picture. Hey, group picture.
Yeah, that one's not gonna work. This one's not good. That's like lost it. Okay, ouch. I'm fine. Yeah, where was my white privilege there, right?
Kate! We're going to start here and walk down the
That was
stairs.
fun. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is fun, taking away from the snowflakes. I like that. Ouch.
Oh yeah, that is good. What are we doing?
We're going to walk down.
They're downstairs.
Everybody chant USA as we go down the stairs.
Okay.
Nobody trip.
Nobody trip. Say USA! 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 You can hear it echo. Listen to it echo. USA! 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 USA!
Latino for pride.
He's bringing all these people together.
Woo! That was good.
Make America great again. Trump.
There you go.
Dude,
Arthur, 2024.
Arthur's the OG, man. I gotta hand it to Arthur. I love this dude. Before we could even park or anything, we saw Arthur lit up his live stream. He's already screaming at people. Man,
like you're fish in a barrel.
You're an inspiration. I hope to be as brave as Arthur one day.
Oh yes.
He's always every time I see these
without the spit.
Without the spit. Do you spit a lot?
No. Me get spit on.
At Berkeley, remember? When you got attacked?
Hey, as long as at least you didn't get pepper sprayed.
Oh, I did get pepper sprayed.
You did.
Yeah.
And then Nick Ryan.
That hurts like a motherfucker.
Oh, it does. I had to stand under a shower for an hour.
Dude, right?
It's like as soon as I put my clothes on, it's like, oh, and then I had to run back in the shower.
People don't understand how
it hurts like hell.
It is.
And I was lucky; it hit the back of my neck and my arm.
See, I got direct in the eye, like point blank.
And it was it bear spray? You said
yeah,
it was worse than.
Spray,
it's a mix of
they were mixing in chemicals. Antifa was mixing in chemicals at Charlottesville, and these people are animals. They're throwing piss at us. They're throwing feces at us.
Portland.
They're throwing tampons.
Flaming bags of shit in Portland.
Yeah.
Yeah, tampons. Bloody tampons.
Yeah, I can't even think
the guys threw those. I know it.
I can't even think of the things they do because they're so barbaric.
Yes.
They're communists. They hate America.
I took it on with that one guy, and I really red-pilled him. I said, no, violence is left-wing.
Yes,
we're not violent. Because people are trying to pull that shit. Oh, there's violence on both sides. No. I don't set people on fire.
Self-defense.
I don't spit at people.
And by the way, I will say this: if there is violence on our side, we will call it out.
We condemn it,
and we will say that's absolutely wrong.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. You know, where's the people disavowing Antifa? You know?
Oh, I know. Her name is Nancy Pelosi, but it was after me, right?
The kid wanted to take away the Constitution.
Yeah.
He wanted
the commie kid.
Oh yeah, remember he's like, I don't care. I don't care. Did you see that clip?
I think the guy was.
Scary.
I think the guy was being just looking for attention. Yeah, he's
but
just
he
being
doesn't
a troll.
realize the consequences.
You know,
I don't think so.
You really think he believes that crap?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, because
I've heard many kids say that. You say this is the law, this is the First Amendment. They're like, I don't care. I don't care. It's not relevant anymore. Like, they actually don't care. there.
Yeah, we got to really blow that up.
Yeah.
Big reason I do these
We
things.
got to do this on every liberal campus. We got to go
Yes.
get a couple speakers, just walk on, give them a megaphone. You red pill 100 kids walk into their class.
Yeah.
You're going to do it. That's how we start to take this back.
Yeah.
That's it. We force our speakers to go and
We needed
speak
the right to leader, and he has arrived.
Yes.
He's here.
Hey,
everyone give a hand to Tony.
Yeah!
Seriously.
That's it.
I know. And I got to give Tony a shout out. He doesn't even have his own social media. If he wanted, he could be a little social media whore. He could have his Twitter. Think about it. He could. But Tony actually cares about this movement and about the people of this country, and we have to thank him for that.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you.
He's not getting any money or any fame. He's doing this because he loves his country. So.
Bam.
I got great people in my
This
group.
is guy. This is my
Jennifer,
security.
Dean. We got great people. Jessica, Jolene. We got great people who have backed this up and full put this on, and they come out to every event, and we're gonna be out here and keep the peace.
They're gonna keep getting bigger. Trust me, because we've been waiting for stuff to reemerge.
I am.
And by the way,
Fresh breath.
and we don't do any drama. There's no drama here.
No.
It's all about merch.
We're having too much fun.
Too much fun to have drama. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, folks.
Well, let's walk back safe.
All right, folks. I'm taking off.
All right.
Thanks for following along for the ride. Please say it. Please share. Please do everything. Talk to y'all soon. Thank you so much.